Chapter 15-19. Trouble. Someone's causing trouble. Gao Ding covered his swollen mouth in shock and anger. He scrambled away and gave an order to the surrounding soldiers, shouting, "Go! Capture this troublemaker! Capture him immediately and torture him!" His voice was like a thunderclap. One could imagine how angry he was at this moment. He had never experienced such a humiliating thing before. Now, he wanted nothing more than to capture this brat and beat him half to death. "You dare to cause trouble in Qingyang City? You must be tired of living. Brat, I advise you to surrender immediately. Otherwise, you'll suffer later. Let's go together and capture this troublemaker." Hearing Gao Ding's order, the soldiers immediately moved. Although they were corrupt and extremely depraved, they were still soldiers who had fought against demons and dark ghosts. They were well trained. Once the order was given, they immediately moved. They raised their spears and other weapons and surrounded Xia Ping. It's over now." Meng Nan and the others' faces were ashen. They were naturally not worried about Xia Ping's safety, but about the soldiers. After all, Xia Ping was someone who could easily slaughter over 100 dark ghosts. Weren't these soldiers just throwing their lives away? If they offended this lord, who knew how many people would die in Qingyang City? But they were only minor characters. How could they resist these ferocious soldiers? Even if they warned Xia Ping that he was a terrifying figure, the soldiers would probably treat it as a joke. Looks like this brat is finished. He actually dared to offend the city guards. He really doesn't know what's good for him. If you want to live in Qingyang City, you can't afford to offend these soldiers. It's easy to meet the king of hell, but it's hard to deal with a small demon. He's probably a newcomer who just came to Qingyang City. He doesn't know the dangers of the world. The surrounding people also saw this scene. They all shook their heads and sighed. They thought that Xia Ping would not live for long after offending these soldiers. After all, there was no way he would have a good life after offending the local tyrant of Qingyang City. At this moment, these soldiers came up from the city gate and naturally spread out, surrounding Xia Ping. They looked ferocious, and the air was filled with the shadows of swords and blades. "Brat, you dare to offend me, Gao Ding. I'll make you suffer a fate worse than death. No one can oppose me in Qingyang City." Gao Ding sneered, as if he could already see Xia Ping being captured and tortured. "Did I allow you to move? An ant dares to act in front of me? Kneel." Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back as he calmly looked at the soldiers. A terrifying gravitational force exploded out from his body, causing the surrounding kilometers to become boundless. It was as if mountains were crushing down. Bang bang bang. Before the soldiers could even reach Xia Ping, they were already in a state of panic. They could feel a boundless gravitational force being exerted on their bodies. It was as if there was a mountain on their shoulders, and even the air was distorted. With a slap, all of them knelt on the ground. Some even knelt on the cement floor. In an instant, the ground was crushed, and their bones were shattered. The weapons in their hands also fell to the ground as they let out miserable screams. The most miserable one was Gao Ding. He was simply too close to Xia Ping, and he was instantly pressed to the ground by the terrifying gravitational force. The ground collapsed, and a human-shaped pit appeared. He wanted to struggle with all his might, but it was impossible. It was like Sun Wukong being suppressed by the Five-Finger Mountain. Even if he wanted to use any strength, it was impossible. Even facing this terrifying pressure, his bones were cracking, as if they would be crushed into pieces in the next second. Gao Ding's heart was filled with endless fear and panic. It was as if he could feel the god of death coming to reap his life. At this moment, he was extremely regretful. If he had known that this person was so powerful, he would not have dared to offend him even if he was beaten to death. Oh my God! The surrounding people were dumbfounded. They felt like they were dreaming. Thousands of elite soldiers wanted to kill this guy, but before they could even take a few steps, they were pressed to the ground. What kind of terrifying strength was this? No matter how stupid they were, they knew that this group of soldiers had offended an extremely powerful person. They had kicked an iron plate. Stop! Who dares to cause trouble in Qingyang City? Do you want to be the enemy of Qingyang City? At this moment, a loud shout came from the depths of the city, causing the ground to crack. A figure immediately flew out from the city and arrived at the city gate. Xia Ping looked up and immediately saw a middle-aged man in black armor flying over from afar with a black broadsword in his hand. His body emitted a mountain-like aura. When he walked over, it was as if the earth was shaking and the mountains were shaking. It was unparalleled. This was at least a warrior at the pinnacle of true fire realm. He was far stronger than these elite soldiers. Commander Che Xiu Army, Commander Che has actually appeared. Someone immediately recognized the middle-aged man's identity. Meng Nan and the rest were shocked too. They knew that this middle-aged man was the commander of Qingyang City. He was in charge of the 3 armies and was the second most powerful person after the governor of Qingyang City. They did not expect that this matter would cause Commander Che to appear in person. If this matter continued, it would probably get out of hand. However, it was not their turn to speak now. Commander Che. The soldiers were overjoyed. They believed that as long as Commander Che took action, this arrogant man would definitely be captured and they would be rescued. Who are you? Why did you come to cause trouble in Qingyang City? Che Xiu Army stood in front of the city gate and looked at Xia Ping cautiously. However, he did not dare to step into Xia Ping's gravitational field. He could feel the powerful aura from this unfamiliar man in front of him. It was frightening. Even an ordinary demon could not compare to him. If such a person caused trouble in Qingyang City, it would probably cause great losses to Qingyang City. As the commander of Qingyang City, he had to consider many things. However, he soon noticed Gao Ding who was lying at Xia Ping's feet. He immediately exclaimed, "Gao Ding, why are you here? Let go of Gao Ding immediately and I will spare your life." If it was an ordinary conflict, he might not be so anxious. The problem was that Gao Ding's identity was extraordinary. He was the nephew of the governor of Qingyang City. If anything happened to Gao Ding here, the governor would probably be furious. By then, there would be many more unlucky people. He immediately glared at Xia Ping and emitted a terrifying murderous aura. "Let go. Who do you think you are? What right do you have to talk to me? Come and accompany him." Xia Ping looked at Che Xiu Army indifferently. He instantly made a grabbing motion. Immediately, a giant hand containing the power of yin and yang appeared. It descended from the sky and covered 100 miles. It was as though the energy of heaven and earth within 100 miles was grasped by this giant hand. What? Chapter 15:20. In the next second, Che Shoujuan did not know what had happened. The large hand was like an eagle catching a chick, instantly grabbing his body. Dong! The large hand gently squeezed, and the extremely hard armor that could even block the attacks of demons was shattered into pieces, falling to the ground piece by piece. Che Shoujuan's entire body was also captured, and with a smack, he was thrown to the ground, creating a human-shaped pit. Dirt and dust flew everywhere. He could not bear this force and could not help but spit out a mouthful of blood. Commander Che. The people present could not help but exclaim, especially the many soldiers. Che Shoujuan, whom they revered like a god and viewed as a hero, had been captured like a chicken and beaten half to death on the spot. They could not believe their eyes. This was not realistic at all. Seeing this scene, Gao Ding was completely scared out of his wits, his entire body trembling. Even Commander Che Shoujuan was not much stronger than a chick in front of this man. This strength was terrifying beyond belief. He did not know how many times he would die after offending such a great figure. Even the city lord might not be able to protect him. Meng Nan and the others were not shocked. Although Che Xiujuan's strength was not bad, and he was known as the commander of the 3 armies of Qingyang City, and had made great contributions in the past, compared to a monster like Xia Ping who had easily killed hundreds of dark ghosts and thousands of petrified demon snakes, he was just a rookie, not worth mentioning. Alright, how should I deal with you? Do you want to be dismembered, or do you want to be dismembered? Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back, looking down from above. Hearing this, Che Xiujuan's intestines turned green with regret. Wasn't he going to die either way? If he had known this would happen, he would not have saved that good-for-nothing young master. Now he had provoked such a fierce person. Gao Ding and the others' faces were ashen. Even Che Xiujuan had been unlucky, falling to such a state. It seemed that they would not be able to survive today. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this time, because the commotion at the city gate was too great, it finally alarmed the important figures of Qingyang City. Dozens of powerful auras flew out from the city, extremely fast. In an instant, these people arrived in front of the city gate. The surrounding people were all shocked, because the people who had come were all great figures of Qingyang City. There were many elders of Qingyang City, and even City Lord Gao Ansheng had appeared here. It could be said that all the important figures in Green Sun City had come out in full force. Even if they were surrounded by the demons and dark ghosts, this was nothing. Brother, don't be angry, please don't be angry. A white-robed old man walked forward and cupped his hands, and he revealed an amiable expression as if he intended to keep the peace. This was the city governor of Green Sun City, Gao Ansheng, and he was the true overlord of this city. Xia Ping could sense that the old man's aura was extraordinary. He was probably the strongest expert in the entire city, at least at the early-stage Golden Core realm. Oh, who are you? Xia Ping calmly looked at the white-robed elder. This old man is the city lord of Qingyang City. My name is Gao Ansheng. The white-robed elder smiled slightly. I already know the gist of the matter. It's all our fault. To think that some corrupt and shameless people actually appeared in the city guards, and they even dared to extort in public. This is a disgrace to our Qingyang City. Please don't worry, I will definitely punish such black sheep and the cancerous tumor of the city guards. I will definitely not forgive them and give you a satisfactory explanation. He indicated that he had already understood the entire truth of the matter in a short period of time, and pushed all the blame onto Gao Ding, hoping to appease Xia Ping's anger. Is this enough to punish some corrupt people? Xia Ping did not want to let this group of people off so easily. Of course it's not enough, but this is not the place to talk. Why don't you come to my city lord mansion and have a detailed discussion? What do you think? The white-robed elder, Gao Ansheng, invited. Xia Ping thought about it. He had come to Qingyang City to understand the mysteries and truth of this world, so there was no need to fall out with Qingyang City. This was just a small matter. Moreover, perhaps he could take advantage of this opportunity to extort them to tell him the information he knew. Alright, I hope you don't play any tricks. Otherwise, don't blame me for flipping out. Xia Ping said lightly. The white-robed elder, Gao Ansheng, was immediately overjoyed. He knew that Xia Ping's tone had softened. This matter was almost settled, and there would not be a life-and-death conflict. That's a matter of course. Young friend, this way please. The white-robed elder, Gao Ansheng, immediately invited Xia Ping into the city lord mansion. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, Xia Ping followed the city lord, Gao Ansheng, into Qingyang City. The other Qingyang City elders also followed him back. Che Xiujuan was carried away for treatment. As for Gao Ding and the other instigators, they were arrested and imprisoned. What awaited them was severe punishment. Many Qingyang City residents immediately heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the city lord did not have a conflict with this terrifying expert. Otherwise, who knew how many people would have died, and how many innocent people would have been affected. Seeing Xia Ping leave, Meng Nan and the others also felt lost. They knew that if they did not do anything this time, it would be extremely unlikely for them to meet such an expert again in the future. 10 minutes later, Xia Ping followed Gao Ansheng into the city lord mansion. Many people also followed him in. They were either the Qingyang city elders or the commanders of the major armies. It could be said that the highest combat power of Qingyang city was basically here. They looked at Xia Ping with unfriendly gazes. Because Xia Ping had wreaked havoc in Qingyang city and heavily injured the commander-in-chief of the three armies, there was already a rift between the two sides. It was impossible for them to give Xia Ping a good attitude. "Young friend, what's your name?" The white-robed elder, Gao Ansheng, asked curiously. "Xia Ping." Xia Ping was a man of few words. Gao Ansheng stroked his white beard. "This name is very ordinary. It seems that you are not an expert from the nearby cities. May I know where you are from?" He wanted to know Xia Ping's origin. After all, there were very few people who could easily injure Che Xiujuan and make him feel fear. Such a person could not be unknown. "I'm just a nobody. It's not surprising that the city lord doesn't know about me." Xia Ping waved his hand. "Moreover, I am not from the nearby cities. I am just a traveler from the distant east. I am currently traveling around the world to increase my knowledge and experience." "Traveler?" Everyone's expression changed. They could feel the weight of this word. Because this was a world of demons. There were underworld ghosts and giant demons everywhere. There were many dangers. It was an extravagant hope for an ordinary person to leave their hometown unscathed. It was also difficult for experts like them to leave a radius of 1,000 miles. Chapter 15:21. To be able to travel around the world, how amazing. Little friend must be very knowledgeable and have seen many things. City Lord Gao Ansheng's eyes flashed as he continued to probe. "I have indeed seen many things, but that is not the main point of our conversation," Xia Ping said indifferently. Xia Ping said indifferently, "I'll tell you the truth. I only came to Green Sun City for one thing. I want to know how those nether ghosts and demons appeared." He went straight to the point and said his main goal. "You are someone who has traveled around the world. Could it be that you still don't know how those dark ghosts and demons appeared? Aren't you too ignorant?" A general sneered. He was very suspicious of Xia Ping's identity and goal. In particular, he had injured Che Xiujuan, which made him feel even more dissatisfied. "Did I give you permission to speak?" Xia Ping narrowed his eyes, and his body gave off a terrifying aura. It was like a star that crushed down on this general. Immediately, this general felt a tyrannical power pressing down on him, causing all the bones in his body to tremble. Sweat poured down like rain, and it was as if he would suffocate to death in the next second. This was a mighty power that he could not resist. With a paw, the wooden chair he was sitting on immediately shattered, and his entire body collapsed onto the ground. Blood flowed out of his nose, mouth, eyes, ears, and other places. It was a terrifying scene. "Little friend, please stay your hand." Seeing this, City Lord Gao Ansheng hurriedly tried to dissuade him. "It is indeed our people who do not understand the rules. They actually dare to speak nonsense here. I hope you can spare their lives. If they don't understand the rules, they have to be taught. Otherwise, they will be like hooligans in the countryside all day, arrogant and despotic. They won't even know when they will die," Xia Ping said indifferently. Xia Ping said indifferently. He retracted his aura and revealed a condescending look. "Although I'm still young, I know what etiquette is and what it means not to interrupt when others are talking. I also respect the elderly, but that doesn't mean you can take advantage of your seniority. You've lived for so long, but you still don't understand anything. You still need others to teach you this bit of etiquette. That's not right, understand?" After withdrawing his aura, the general gasped for breath as if he had just been rescued from drowning. His sweat was like rain, and he felt as if he had walked a circle in Yama's palace. He felt as if he had just survived a disaster. He looked at Xia Ping with incomparable fear. He could feel that Xia Ping was as powerful as a god, an existence that he could not match. What? Hearing Xia Ping lecturing the younger generation like an elder, everyone present was so angry that their noses became crooked. They were all older than the brat in front of them, and he actually dared to lecture them in front of their faces, saying that they didn't know the rules. How arrogant did this bastard want to be before he would let it go? He was too presumptuous. On the spot, they wanted to fly into a rage and teach this kid a lesson. They wanted to let this fellow know that Qingyang City wasn't a place to be trifled with. But before they could do anything, they were stopped by the city governor, Gao Ansheng, who told them not to act rashly. In the face of the city lord's orders, no matter how angry they were, they could only endure it. Of course. My subordinates really don't know the rules. I will teach them well in the future. Right, didn't you want to know where dark ghosts came from? This is a small matter. I can tell you everything I know. City Lord Gao Ansheng calmly changed the topic and talked about the thing that Xia Ping was most concerned about. After giving these people a show of strength, the higher-ups of Qingyang City didn't dare to say anything. All of them sat quietly at the side. Xia Ping naturally couldn't be bothered with these people. He listened to the information he wanted to know. According to City Lord Gao Ansheng, those dark ghosts and demons seemed to have suddenly appeared 10,000 years ago. At that time, a black hole appeared in the sky, connecting to the depths of an alternate dimension. As a result, those dark ghosts and demons ran out of the black hole. In the beginning, the black hole wasn't very large, and the strength of the dark ghosts and demons that ran out of the black hole was only so. At that time, the humans were barely able to resist them. But as the black hole grew larger, the dark ghosts and demons that could run out of the black hole became more and more terrifying. The human forces were forced to retreat, and they were on the verge of extinction. Now, the human forces were in despair. They couldn't see any hope of victory. If the black hole continued to expand, even more terrifying monsters would run out, and they would die without a doubt. Where are those black holes? Xia Ping asked. There are a total of 9 such black holes, scattered all over the world, City Lord Gao Ansheng said solemnly. City Lord Gao Ansheng said in a deep voice, the closest black hole to here is in the Formless Mountain, which is occupied by the Formless Ghostly King. Formless Ghost King. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. It seemed like to obtain the passageway to hell, he had to first destroy the Formless Ghost King. However, the Formless Ghost King's strength wasn't simple either. He was probably at the Returning Truth Realm, which was a realm stronger than the Golden Core Realm. He far surpassed everyone in Qingyang City. It could be said that the human forces in a radius of hundreds of thousands of kilometers had submitted to the terrifying rule of the Formless Ghost King. The so-called Returning Truth Realm was the realm of returning to one's natural state. Warriors were already approaching the transformation realm. If Golden Core Realm warriors were existences that condensed their martial Tao divine powers into a golden core, then the Returning Truth Realm was a step further. From the golden core, one's soul would undergo earth-shattering changes, allowing one to condense an essence soul. Therefore, some people said that the Returning Truth Realm was actually the Essence Soul Realm. Once one condensed an Essence Soul, they would truly possess the ability to survive in outer space. Even without sunlight, water, or food, they could traverse the universe and roam the void. At such a realm, one could be called a mighty figure. Ordinary sect masters of small sects only had this kind of strength. It could be said that cultivators at the Returning Truth Realm were much stronger than those at the Golden Core Realm. It was likely that even if all the experts of Qingyang City banded together, they wouldn't be a match for the Formless Ghost King. Furthermore, the Dark Ghost was formless and formless. Ordinary attacks were completely useless against it. This made them feel even more despair. Xia Ping continued to ask. He wanted to know what methods the humans of this world used to deal with the dark ghosts and demons. Even though the humans were currently weaker, they had once held the upper hand, forcing the dark ghosts to retreat again and again. City Lord Gao Ansheng didn't hide anything. They cultivated dark force and used dark force to cultivate. If they wanted to kill the dark ghosts, they could only succeed if they had the same power. Dark force? Interesting. Can I take a look at these cultivation methods? Xia Ping went straight to the point. He was very curious about the cultivation methods that used dark force. Perhaps he could learn something by analogy. Viewing the cultivation methods of others was a great taboo, but City Lord Gao Ansheng didn't hesitate and immediately agreed. Of course. If young friend Xia can benefit greatly, it will be the honor of my Qingyang city. It just so happens that there's a scripture pavilion in the back mountain of my city lord's mansion. It has all the cultivation methods of my Qingyang city. If you don't mind, I can send someone to take you there. Chapter 1522. After Xia Ping left, the group of Qingyang city elders could no longer suppress the anger in their hearts. City Lord, you're too arrogant towards that outsider. That's right. The secret manuals in the Sutra Pavilion were obtained with great difficulty by our Qingyang city. Now, that brat can view them without paying any price. What right does he have? Even our elders have to contribute to view the secret manuals. That outsider has not contributed anything to Qingyang city, yet he stepped into the Sutra Pavilion and casually read the secret manuals. I can't accept this. That's right. That bastard was so arrogant just now. He slapped our faces right in front of our faces. If not for the city lord's timely intervention, General Lu would have been killed by him. How can such a lawless person be tolerated? That's right. Such an arrogant person should be immediately arrested and executed. The elders gritted their teeth in indignation. They were practically questioning the city lord. If not for the city lord's prestige, they would have rioted. Xia Ping's arrogant attitude made them gnash their teeth in anger. It's not that I don't want to deal with him, but that brat's martial strength is beyond imagination. City Lord Gao Ansheng shook his head. I'm afraid you still don't know what that young man did before coming to Qingyang city. He single-handedly killed over 1,000 petrified demon snakes and over 100 nether ghosts. Which one of you can compare to his combat strength? What? Hearing this, the elders were shocked. Over 1,000 petrified demon snakes and over 100 nether ghosts were enough to massacre Qingyang city a dozen times over. But now, this brat actually had the strength to kill so many experts. It was truly inconceivable. Impossible. City Lord, have you been deceived? He's just a junior. How could he have such strength? Some elders did not believe the city lord's words at all. It's true. City Lord Gao Ansheng said solemnly, there's an undercover agent in the Tempest caravan. He saw the brat's actions with his own eyes and immediately reported the news. This is the truth. There's no doubt about it. I already knew about it before that brat came to Qingyang city. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it. Commanding the Che Xiu army and instantly killing General Lu, isn't that enough to prove this young man's strength? If such a ferocious god were to cause trouble in Qingyang city, it would probably get out of hand, and countless ordinary people would die. The reason why I agreed to so many of his requests was to keep the peace. He gave his reasons for doing so. In fact, he had planted his own men and spies in every caravan in Green Sun City. His goal was to control all the information and resources of these caravans. Many of the elders were silent. They still couldn't believe that Xia Ping had such strength. But now that the city lord had made such a solemn vow, and the fate of Che Xiujuan and the others was in front of them. Even if the other party did not have the strength to kill over 100 nether ghosts, he still had the strength to kill a dozen or so. If such a person really caused a ruckus, it would not be something that could be resolved with just a few deaths. But City Lord, that kid's background is really strange. A white-haired elder suddenly said, he actually doesn't know the origins of the dark ghosts, nor does he know the specific situation of this world. He hasn't even cultivated dark energy, so just how did he obtain such powerful combat power? He voiced out his doubts. "Oh, Elder Tang, what's your guess?" City Lord Gao Anqing's eyes flashed. He could tell that this white-haired elder seemed to have noticed something. This white-haired elder was the Vice City Lord of Green Sun City. He was also a strategist. His name was Tang Yu, and many of the decisions of Green Sun City had been made by him. He could be said to be the #1 person under the City Lord, possessing great authority. If my guess is correct, that kid might not even be a person of our world, but a visitor from another world, Elder Tang Yu said decisively. These words immediately shocked everyone, their hearts rippling with shock. That's impossible. Besides our world, are there other worlds with humans? Many of the elders couldn't help but swallow, their mouths dry. What's impossible about it? Elder Tang Yu sneered. The Yaoma and dark ghosts both came from another world. Do you think that there are no other human worlds? The world is vast, and there are all sorts of strange things. Now that you think about it, that kid's every action is completely out of step with the people of this world, whether it's his way of speaking, his identity, his clothes, his behavior, his manner of speech, his temperament, and his demeanor. The most important evidence is that he doesn't cultivate nether energy, but some other kind of energy. This proves that his origins are extraordinary, and it's much more likely that he comes from another world. He was extremely confident in his judgment. In this world, nether energy was the foundation. There were no other cultivation methods. Perhaps there were 10,000 years ago, but after the appearance of the dark ghosts, those cultivation methods had been abandoned. Without nether energy to attack, humans would undoubtedly die against dark ghosts. It can't be. If he really is a human from another world, he should be careful. How could he be so bold and arrogant? Isn't he afraid of exposing his identity? Someone questioned. Why is he afraid of exposing his identity? That's a question only the weak need to consider. True experts have absolute strength. So what if their identity is exposed? Are they afraid of ants coming to deal with them? Tang Yu spread his hands. Everyone felt extremely sullen. According to Tang Yu's words, they were just ants that others looked down on. Even if they coveted them, they couldn't do anything to them. If this was true, then this bastard was looking down on them too much. But they still didn't quite believe it. This kind of speculation was far too shocking. The idea of another human world was completely beyond their imagination. After all, the majority of people lived their entire lives within a range of tens of thousands of miles. They had never left any place beyond this range, much less another world. This kind of speculation was far too bold and unimaginable. If there was evidence, then it would be fine. But there was no evidence. Just based on speculation, they found it hard to accept. Forget it. Whether or not Elder Tang's speculation is true, whether or not that boy is a visitor from another world, he's definitely a human. He won't eat humans like the dark ghosts and Yama do. This kind of human expert is beneficial to us. If the dark ghosts and Yama appear, perhaps he will be able to lend us a hand, City Lord Gao Anqing said indifferently. Yes, City Lord. The elders were very unwilling, but they could only think this way. All the elders were extremely indignant. But that was the only way they could think right now. An hour later, the elders of Green Sun City retreated. City Lord Gao Anqing stood up, a cold light in his eyes. He no longer had the demeanor of a nice old man. He walked to a guest hall in the back. At this moment, several elders of Green Sun City had appeared in this hall. Their bodies exuded an eerie ghostly aura that caused others to shiver. Even Gao Anqing exuded a terrifying nether energy. Chapter 1523. What do you think of that human Elder Tang's words? City Lord Gao Anqing asked indifferently. His eyes glowed with green light, as if a ghostly fire was brewing in the depths of his pupils. If the humans of Green Sun City saw City Lord Gao Anqing's aura, they would definitely be scared half to death. He should have been the protector of humanity, the ruler of Green Sun City. But now, he had unknowingly been possessed by a dark ghost and turned into a dark ghost puppet. If news of this spread, it would definitely shake the heavens and earth. If even the human headquarters had been invaded by dark ghosts, where else in the world would be safe? And it seemed that it wasn't just the city lord who had been possessed by a dark ghost. Many of the elders had also become food for them. It could be said that all of Green Sun City had been riddled with holes and had unknowingly fallen into the hands of dark ghosts. It's possible. A dark ghost nodded. According to Master's information, the reason he was able to kill dark ghosts is because he controls hellfire, which can harm the essence of our dark ghosts' souls. This kind of power is not something the humans of this world can control. In other words, he must have come from another human world. That human elder's guess is 70 to 80% likely. From all the signs, it had to admit that Elder Tang's guess was very likely. If that's the case, then this human cannot be allowed to live. A cold light appeared in Gao Ansheng's eyes. If he opens a path to another human world and leads a large army of human reinforcements to this world, then wouldn't our dark ghosts be in grave danger? And who knows how strong that human world is? If everyone is as powerful as this Xia Ping, then our dark ghosts will probably be driven back to the infernal realm. That cannot happen. He clenched his fists, his voice resolute. Don't worry, Master has already given the order to kill. This human must die. But this human is very powerful, able to kill over 100 dark ghosts. He won't be easy to deal with. That's right. If we attack, not only will we not be able to kill him, we might even be killed instead. That's not a problem. The reason I agreed to that human's request and tolerated everything was to numb his mind, to make him think that I am a weak and easily bullied person, to make him lower his guard. After a few days, when his wariness is completely gone, I'll deliberately arrange a banquet and poison the food. Then, I'll be able to silently poison him to death and completely eliminate him. Not a bad plan. That human will definitely die. However, what I fear the most is that the human will notice that the food is poisonous. If he discovers it in advance, then he will fail on the verge of success. I'm afraid that he will be unhappy. That's not a problem. I've already made preparations for both sides. According to Master's orders, over 1,000 dark ghosts will arrive at Green Sun City one after another. They'll set up an inescapable net. Even if that brat wasn't poisoned, facing the ambush of over 1,000 dark ghosts, he would have died without a doubt. It can be said that I had already calculated everything. No matter what, that human would have died. My lord had originally planned to come here to completely kill that human and eliminate any future threats. However, my lord needed to guard Mount Formless to prevent other ghostly kings and fiendish demons from ambushing him and snatching the entrance to hell from him. Otherwise, why would we need to mobilize so many people and have over 1,000 nether ghosts lying in ambush? Just Master alone would be enough to kill that brat dozens of times. His soul would be extracted and tortured, living a life worse than death. The dark ghosts discussed the matter, their killing intent surging as they made all kinds of plans to kill Xia Ping. City Lord Gao Ansheng's gaze was cold and filled with confidence. It was as if he could already see Xia Ping being killed by him. Several days later, Xia Ping had already read most of the books in the City Lord's residence's scripture pavilion. He finally understood some things about this world's cultivation system and the mysteries of this world's human cultivation. It had to be said that the cultivation techniques of this world's humans were very profound. They could use nether energy to its fullest extent and could kill dark ghosts and giant fiendish demons. They were incredibly powerful and specifically targeted the soul. However, there was also a huge flaw. Those who cultivated nether energy would often be corroded by nether energy, causing their bodies to be damaged. As a result, the lifespans of this world's cultivators were not very long. After all, nether energy was the power of hell. It was not something that ordinary people could control. If humans tried to control it, they would be punished and their lifespans would be shortened. Many of the experts in this world were short-lived. However, it was not that there was no solution. As long as one cultivated a special body tempering technique and tempered their body to the point where it could withstand nether energy, they would be able to freely control hell's power. The problem was that the body tempering techniques of this world were very ordinary. They could not be tempered to the point where they could withstand nether energy. More importantly, body tempering techniques required the support of large amounts of precious spirit herbs. This world was lacking in resources and did not have that many spirit herbs. This caused the body tempering techniques to be very backward. No wonder the people of this world have such short lifespans. Even Golden Core realm experts only have a few hundred years of lifespan. Xia Ping was enlightened. He finally understood a bit of this world's mysteries. It was precisely because humans had short lifespans that they had never produced a top expert. At most, they could reach the Golden Core realm. As for experts above the Returning Truth realm, they were basically legends. Although this world's cultivation techniques were very backward, after tens of thousands of years, they had still produced many powerful martial arts divine powers that used nether energy. Xia Ping was very interested in two of these divine powers. One of them was called Nether Ghost Hand. This divine power was very powerful. It was a divine power that an expert had created after observing a dark ghost. By circulating nether energy, one could condense a nether ghost hand and use it to pay the enemy back. Once this divine power was used, it could immediately injure a dark ghost. It even had a powerful effect on humans. The body would be fine with a single palm strike, but the soul would be damaged. If the soul was not strong enough, it would immediately dissipate. It could be said that this was an extremely terrifying divine power. It could ignore defenses and directly attack the soul. It was a bit similar to the Dark Ghost's ability. The other divine power was the soul binding chains. This divine power was not a killing divine power, but a support divine power. It used nether energy to condense into chains that could bind a living being's soul. If this divine power struck an enemy, it would follow them like a shadow and lock onto their soul. Even if they were tens of thousands of miles away, they would still be tracked. Moreover, this divine power had a powerful restraining effect on all sorts of strange races in the universe that had the ability to travel through space. Once bound by the soul-binding chains, it would be like encountering a soul reaper. There would be nowhere to run and they would be completely sealed. The two hell divine powers, one for killing and one for support, complemented each other. After obtaining these two divine powers, Xia Ping acted as if he had obtained supreme treasures. He constantly cultivated them, losing track of time. Perhaps it was because he had the Hell Golden Crow bloodline, but he was extremely familiar with these two divine powers. He learned them almost without spending much time. Chapter 1524. Green Sun City, a certain residence. Xia Ping was called out of the scripture pavilion by a soldier. He said that he had something to discuss with him, but it was an important matter and could not be known by anyone. It could not be done in the city lord's mansion, so he had to go somewhere else to chat. He was skilled and bold, so he didn't worry about traps. He went straight to the appointment and entered the house. As soon as he entered, he saw some people appear in the residence. Among them was Vice City Lord Tang Yu, and even the commander of the 3 armies of Green Sun City, Che Xiujuan. Many of the upper echelons of Green Sun City had appeared, but the city lord was not here. I didn't think that so many upper echelons of Green Sun City would come here. Is there something that cannot be discussed in the city lord's mansion? Xia Ping looked at this group of people. This matter is very important. It cannot be discussed in the city lord's mansion. Vice City Lord Tang Yu stepped forward and sighed. You might not believe it, but the entire city lord's mansion has been infiltrated by dark ghosts. Their comrades are everywhere, and Green Sun City is under their surveillance. Even the city lord has become a dark ghost. He clenched his fists, his expression one of grief. I didn't think that you would know that the city lord has been possessed by dark ghosts. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Do you know as well? Everyone was stunned. They hadn't thought that Xia Ping would be able to see through it. Of course I know. The ghostly chi on their bodies is as dazzling as the sun. It would be strange if I didn't see it. But I have something I want to know, so I don't want to expose them for now, Xia Ping said indifferently. He knew from the start that the city lord and many of the elders had been possessed by dark ghosts. All of Green Sun City was filled with ghostly chi, as if it had become a ghost realm. But he did not act rashly, choosing to wait and see. After all, he had only just arrived and did not understand the situation. As expected of an expert who could kill over 100 dark ghosts. Your observation skills are truly impressive, Tang Yu praised. Xia Ping waved his hand. There's no need for praise. Since you know that the city lord and the others have been possessed by dark ghosts, why haven't you taken action and exterminated these dark ghosts? If we could exterminate them, we naturally would, Che Xiujuan said helplessly. Che Xiujuan helplessly said, but by the time we learned of this matter, it was already too late. The city lord and dozens of elders had already been killed and possessed by dark ghosts. Even quite a few of the soldiers' bodies had been taken over by dark ghosts. If we alert them, these dark ghosts will definitely start a massacre. At that time, all the humans in Green Sun City will be exterminated, and we won't dare to act rashly. He felt extremely helpless. Even though they knew that the enemy was right next to them, they could only pretend that nothing had happened, pretending that they did not know that the city lord had become a dark ghost. Forget it, I can't be bothered with your business, but why did you suddenly call me over? Could it be that you want me to help you deal with dark ghost? Xia Ping asked. Tang Yu sighed. This old man also knows that little friend Xia is powerful and that he was able to kill more than 100 dark ghosts. His strength is extraordinary, but the dark ghosts are simply too powerful. How can one person deal with them? Thus, this old man does not have extravagant hopes for little friend Xia's help. I have come this time mainly for little friend Xia's safety. Perhaps you do not know, but because you killed so many dark ghosts, Formless Mountain has already viewed you as a thorn in their side and wants to get rid of you as soon as possible. They have already laid down an inescapable net in Green Sun City and sent over 1,000 dark ghosts to guard it. These dark ghosts probably want to kill little friend Xia in Green Sun City. Thus, this old man has come to warn you that little friend Xia should quickly leave Green Sun City. This is not a place to stay for long. He looked very sincerely at Xia Ping. That's right. Based on the intelligence I have gathered, those dark ghosts plan on attacking you tonight. The situation is critical. If you don't leave now, it will likely be too late. Che Xiujuan nodded. Although he had been defeated by Xia Ping, it was just a defeat. There was no deep hatred between the two, and they were both humans. In front of powerful enemies like the dark ghosts and the Yaoma, what did a few minor grudges count for? What will you do after I leave? Xia Ping asked. It's fine. We are just ordinary people. We are not that much of a threat to the dark ghosts. If there is no need, Formless Mountain will not deal with trash like us, Tang Yu said sincerely. Tang Yu sincerely said, but little friend Xia is different. You have the ability to kill dark ghosts. In the future, you will definitely be a great help to us humans, a pillar of support against dark ghosts and Yaoma. You cannot die here. Even if the dark ghosts fly into a rage out of humiliation and turn against us, that is fine. This old man has lived for too long, and his death is not to be regretted. The future will still depend on you young people. Whoosh! Suddenly, a few soldiers barged in from outside. They were extremely flustered and immediately said, "Oh no, Commander, Elder Tang, the city lord seems to have discovered our movements. He has already sent an army over to capture us." At this moment, the sound of orderly footsteps came from outside, brimming with fiendish energy. It was as if an army was bearing down on the border and lying in ambush. How could this be? How did this news get out? Quite a few people stood up. Quick, little friend Xia, there's no time. Hurry and run. We can't stay here for long. Tang Yu's expression changed. There just happens to be a secret underground passage here that can allow us to leave Green Sun City without anyone noticing. Little friend Xia, hurry and leave through this passage. Do not be targeted by the city lord, or else you won't be able to leave. I hadn't expected that even after all our calculations, we would still be discovered by the city lord. But little friend Xia, be at ease. Even if I have to sacrifice this old man's life, I won't let you die at the hands of these dark ghosts. Humans will never be slaves. He clenched his fists, his eyes shining with a determined light. He was already prepared to die a martyr's death. Official Xia, this way. The passage is this way. Che Xiujie's expression was grave. Without hesitation, he led Xia Ping into the depths of this residence. He skillfully opened a mechanism, immediately revealing an underground passage. It was unknown where it led to, but there were night pearls installed around it that could illuminate the passage. Xia Ping nodded. Without a word, he followed Che Xiujie into the underground passage. With Che Xiujie leading the way, after walking 10-some kilometers, they finally reached the end of the passage. Official Xia, this is the way. Once we exit this passage, we will be able to safely leave Green Sun City. Che Xiujie stepped forward and opened the passage, revealing the light outside. Xia Ping followed Che Xiujie out of the passage. He immediately found that there was a desolate plain outside, only a few kilometers from Green Sun City. Whoosh! 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 At this moment, over 1,000 dark ghosts suddenly appeared on the originally empty plain. Ghostly chi filled the air, turning it into a boundless land of death that let out cruel cackles. Human, we've been waiting for a long time, the dark ghosts cackled. Chapter 1525. Oh, what an honor! The city lord, the vice city lord, and the various elders are all here, and they've even brought a large group of people. Do you want to hold a welcoming party for me? Xia Ping looked around. Other than the 1,000 dark ghosts, City Lord Gao Ansheng, Vice City Lord Tang Yu, and even the elders and commanders of Green Sun City had all appeared. Basically all of the upper echelon of Green Sun City had come. This was a killing trap that would put him at death's door. There was nowhere to run. I want to hold a welcoming party, but it's just a welcoming party that will send you to hell. Are you surprised to see so many of us here? City Lord Gao Ansheng said smugly. You might have thought that Vice City Lord Tang Yu had betrayed me, but that was just a scheme to draw you into this trap. I didn't expect that you didn't suspect anything at all and foolishly stepped into the trap I designed for you. Nothing unexpected happened. Boring, this is really too boring. Xia Ping was expressionless and unmoved. He looked at Vice City Lord Tang Yu. You should be a human. Shouldn't you be the mortal enemy of dark ghosts? You're actually in cahoots with dark ghosts and becoming their dogs. He could see that the auras of Tang Yu and the others were all human. They had not been possessed by dark ghosts. A wise man submits to circumstances, Tang Yu said matter-of-factly. There is no future in being a human. In the future, this world will definitely be a world of dark ghosts and Yama. Humans will not be able to resist them. Only by becoming dark ghosts' vassals will we have a chance of survival. I only made the correct decision. Surrendering to dark ghost was not the wrong choice. You want to become dark ghosts' vassals, but dark ghosts don't think so. They only treat you as food. If they're in a good mood, they'll eat a batch. If they're in a bad mood, they'll kill a batch. What difference is there between you and beasts? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Do you want to live like this in the future? Is becoming nether ghost slaves such a good thing for you? Shut up. Who do you think you are? Even at death's door, you're still so stubborn. What we do has nothing to do with you. An elder roared angrily and cursed loudly. There's no need to be angry. He's just a man who's about to die. Tang Yu was calm and composed. He waved his hand and said, but you are wrong about this. What you described was the life of an ordinary person, and those who died were just ordinary lowly commoners. Human nobles like us will naturally be treated differently. We won't be eaten by dark ghosts. We will become management and live a luxurious life. They had become nether ghost slaves in order to obtain food immunity. Sending some lowly commoners to die would allow them to live. This was a very good deal. Indeed. In any case, for dark ghosts, they can eat anyone. Eating some lowly commoners is enough to satisfy their appetite. That's easy. Anyway, it doesn't matter how many of those untouchables die. After a few years, another batch will be born. City Lord Gao Ansheng nodded in agreement. What about you? As the commanders of Green Sun City's army, you should be protecting the common people, but now you've joined forces with Dark Ghost. If those ancestors who fought against Dark Ghost learned of your actions, how would they feel? Do you think that raw barbecued pork is better than giving birth to all of you? Xia Ping looked at the group of generals. Slut, you want a foot after taking an inch? Ignorant brat, what do you know? Although becoming Dark Ghost slaves is a lowly status, it's better to live than to be exterminated. That's right, this is the best way to save the human race. Che Xiujuan and the others clenched their teeth and cursed. Xia Ping's words had clearly stabbed at their sore spot, but they still argued, believing that they were saving the human race. It seems you can't be saved. Xia Ping clasped his hands behind his back. Surrendering to Dark Ghost and becoming a slave is a great crime, and now you're even harming your own kind, becoming traitors. This is an unforgivable crime. Today, all of you will die, your 9 clans will be exterminated. He indifferently looked at Che Xiujuan and the others as if this was a matter of course. There was no anger in his voice. For him, killing this group of people was no different than stepping on ants, so there was naturally no need for him to be angry. What? Everyone gritted their teeth and clenched their fists, bursting with anger. They wanted nothing more than to kill Xia Ping. You dare to be so arrogant even at death's door? You're still so calm. Do you think you can still live? City Lord Gao Ansheng was very displeased. Could it be that you saw through Tang Yu's scheme? He suspected that Xia Ping had known about Tang Yu's scheme from the start. Otherwise, how could he have been so calm? I saw through it long ago. Did you think you could hide the killing intent in your hearts from me? I didn't say anything because I wanted to see your monkey show. I have to say, this show is quite marvelous and has broadened my horizons, Xia Ping said. He had learned the telepathy art, which was equivalent to his mind connection. He could sense the killing intent and other negative emotions of his enemies. If Tang Yu and the others truly wanted to help him escape, why would they have any killing intent towards him? Thus, he had long since seen through these people's ill intentions, but he had not said anything. He wanted to see what they wanted to do. This bastard. Tang Yu and the others clenched their fists. Their lungs were about to explode. What they had done was a monkey show in the eyes of the other party. He was really looking down on them. Especially Tang Yu. He had always thought that he was smarter than the others and had a sense of superiority. However, he had not expected to be fooled by someone who had seen through his scheme. He could not tolerate such humiliation. His face twisted, turning green and purple. So what if you saw through it? In the past few days in the city lord residence, you ate the food we sent every day. It contains slow-acting poison. After eating so much, I'm afraid the poison has already attacked your heart. How much strength do you have left? City Lord Gao Ansheng sneered. I'm afraid that even a 7-year-old child with a dagger can kill you now. I won't waste any more time with you. Commander Che, go and cut off his head. He immediately gave the order, no longer wanting to waste any more time with Xia Ping. Whoosh! In an instant, Commander Che and the other generals of Qingyang City attacked. They were vicious and vicious. Strong dark energy exploded from their bodies, and they moved like ghosts. These generals were all at the pinnacle of the true fire realm. They were just a step away from the golden core realm. They were extremely strong. Martial Path Mystique, Underworld Heart Destruction Palm. In the air, countless black palm prints appeared. Each palm print was covered in dark runes, as if there were countless evil spirits surrounding them. They gave off a hellish aura. The ground was also covered in dark energy. An icy aura gushed out and the ground froze. It was as if ghosts had come out of seclusion. Chapter 1526. Dark North Protection Technique. Xia Ping stood on the spot and immediately used his protection technique. Layer after layer of energy shields appeared on his body. There were a total of 108 layers. Countless Kuanpeng runes appeared, like little Kuanpengs wandering around the energy shields. These energy shields were extremely gentle like a blue ocean, extremely yin and soft. Bang bang bang. At this moment, the attacks of Commander Che and the others arrived in an instant. Countless underworld ghost palms slapped on the energy shields, causing an earth-shattering sound like meteorites hitting each other. What was more terrifying was that these underworld ghost palms seeped out wisps of yin power and kept penetrating the energy shields. It was as if they wanted to invade Xia Ping's lungs and completely shatter them. Unfortunately, this power was still too weak. It could only destroy a dozen layers of energy shields and could no longer move forward. Most of the power was absorbed or transferred. How is this possible? It's useless. What kind of protection technique is this? Che Xiujuan and the others couldn't believe their eyes. The dozen of them attacked with all their strength like mad dogs. Even a golden elixir realm cultivator had to retreat. But now, their power couldn't even shake the opponent's energy shields. They couldn't accept this fact. Even when facing the giant nether ghost demon, they weren't so powerless. At this moment, they felt a trace of regret. They seemed to have offended a terrifying big shot. Che Xiujuan, I spared your dog life just now, but you still dare to act so atrociously. Today, your life ends here. With a swoosh, Xia Ping rushed forward and punched out with his fist, causing an explosion. So fast. Che Xiujuan was shocked. His eyes were filled with endless fear. Even with his dynamic vision at the peak of true fire realm, he could only see a beam of light. He couldn't even see a shadow. He wanted to dodge, but it was too late. Before he could move, his body was instantly hit by Xia Ping's bullet-like fist. The entire air exploded, stirring up the wind and clouds. With a dong sound, his entire body exploded, breaking apart into pieces. He clearly wouldn't be able to survive. Commander Che. A general shouted. His eyes were wide open. Bastard, how dare you kill Commander Che? I'll take your life. He was so angry that his body was trembling, and his eyes were filled with extreme hatred. Noisy. Xia Ping instantly closed in and punched out. With a boom, that person's body immediately exploded and turned into a pile of meat paste. His killing intent towards this general of Qingyang City did not waver at all. They had all become traitors and caused the deaths of countless ordinary people. Their crimes were monstrous, and such scum deserved to die. Not good. Seeing that the two of them had been instantly killed, the remaining people fled in fright. They no longer had the courage to fight Xia Ping. However, when it met its nemesis, it ignited like oil and turned into a sea of flames. Within the depths of the wheel, a series of horrifying vengeful spirits were howling and letting out tragic cries. However, it did not take long before those cries disappeared. The vengeful spirits were purified completely and turned into ashes. Pfft! Because the black will was destroyed, the elders of Qingyang City could not withstand the backlash of their powers. All of them spat out mouthfuls of blood as their organs were severely injured. Oh no! Gao Ansheng's expression changed. He could feel a fatal killing intent coming at him. It was aimed at him and had even locked onto his aura. The air around him was filled with a tangible killing intent. But before he could counterattack, a fist containing the power of a spiral slammed toward him. Dong! His body was immediately pierced by the fist, and his body exploded. Even his soul was torn apart and turned into fragments. Just like that, the nether ghost that had possessed City Lord Gao Ansheng was killed by a single punch. Save us! Lord Nether Ghost, save us! Hurry up and save us! Quick, kill this brat! We can't let him continue to go crazy. He's not human at all. He's a monster. He's definitely a monster in human skin. Seeing City Lord Gao Ansheng die, the elders of Qingyang City screamed and panicked. They begged the nether ghosts beside them for help, hoping that they would personally take action and kill this arrogant Xia Ping. Their hearts had completely collapsed, and they no longer had the courage to resist Xia Ping. This was especially so for Vice City Lord Tang Yu. He was the most panicked because he was the main culprit. There was no way he would be spared. Now that the City Lord was dead, he would most likely be next. Chapter 1527. Lord Dark Ghost. Tang Yu looked pleadingly at the dark ghosts, hoping that they would lend them a hand. Alas, the dark ghosts were unmoved, not even glancing at them as they looked down on them. Saving you? How laughable. Humans, you're just food. Have you ever seen someone save their own food? Our previous leniency might have made you think that you had a very high status, but to us, you can be replaced at any time. Even if we kill a group, there will still be a large number of humans who can replace you. Kiki, sometimes, watching humans kill each other is quite a good show. Be obedient and die. You still have some value. We can see more of this kid's trump cards. The dark ghosts cackled, completely ignoring the pleas for help from Tang Yu and the others. Instead, they were happy to see the humans kill each other. This would be very beneficial to them. Moreover, they were quite wary of Xia Ping's abilities. It was said that he could restrain dark ghosts, so they wanted to use this chance to figure out Xia Ping's background to avoid falling into his trap. What a joke. You want to be someone else's dog, but they aren't willing. Is this your way of survival? Xia Ping sneered. A person can only rely on themselves. Relying on someone else and becoming a slave of a foreign race is the same as seeking death. Those who are not of my race are bound to have different hearts. Have you not heard of this saying? No, my choice was not wrong, not wrong. I am the correct one, the most correct one. Tang Yu had gone completely crazy. He could not accept this reality. He had given up everything to rely on Dark Ghost, but he still couldn't escape death. If that was the case, he might as well go all out against Dark Ghost to avoid such a miserable fate. But it was already too late. Ever since he had become a traitor, it proved that he didn't have the courage to fight against Dark Ghost. At that moment, he had already died. Lord Xia, spare us, spare our lowly lives. We are willing to forsake the darkness for the light and fight Dark Ghost with you. We are willing to betray you. That's right, we are still very useful, very useful. We can kill Dark Ghost and fight for the humans. The elders of Green Sun City shouted in terror. They begged Xia Ping for mercy, hoping that they could betray him and become double agents. They could also kill Dark Ghost, hoping that Xia Ping would forgive them and let them live. At this point, Dark Ghost was no longer reliable. Only by joining the humans could he survive. You've already committed adultery and harmed countless people, yet you still want to betray us? Even the servants of 3 families wouldn't be as shameless as you. Go to hell, you don't have any value in living at all. Xia Ping attacked instantly. Martial Path Mystical Ability, Lightning Fist. In an instant, thousands of fist imprints appeared in the air. Each fist imprint contained a terrifying thunder energy. Countless thunder runes gathered in the depths of the fist imprints, flickering with dazzling flames. Boom! With just a single strike, Tang Yu and the others' bodies were pierced by the lightning. Their bodies exploded into pieces and fell to the ground, dyeing the ground red with blood. At this point, the higher-ups of Green Sun City were basically all dead, and not a single one was left. Now, only 1,000 nether ghosts were left glaring at them like tigers watching their prey, and they were filled with terrifying killing intent. This group of nether ghosts was also extremely powerful. They were basically the elites of Mount Formless and were at least in the true fire realm. There were even more than 100 golden core nether ghosts. It was no wonder that the upper echelons of the Qingyang city did not resist at all and surrendered immediately. Facing such a force, they were truly in despair. No matter how they struggled, they would not be able to escape death. However, this wasn't a reason for them to betray their clan, become traitors, and kill their brothers with a clear conscience. Why didn't you agree to let these humans go easy on us? If you have their help, won't it be easier for you and lessen the pressure on you? A dark ghost leader asked. They're just spies. Who knows if they'll betray us again later? Or if we kill them all? They're just a bunch of trash. It doesn't matter if they're here or not. Xia Ping said lightly. Jie, interesting, truly interesting human. I really can't bear to kill you. Are you interested in becoming a slave of us dark ghosts? I can make the decision to make you the ruler of the humans of this world. You will never become food for us dark ghosts. Commander Nether Ghost wanted to recruit Xia Ping. You want me to become Nether Ghost's slave? Do you have the right? Could he afford it? Aren't you afraid of heaven's wrath? Xia Ping immediately laughed. They were just a bunch of low-level dark ghosts, and they wanted to take him as a slave. They didn't know how high the heavens were or how deep the earth was. Not even the gods and devils of hell would dare to say such a thing. But this couldn't be blamed on them. These dark ghosts were just low-level monsters of hell. They couldn't even touch the core, so how could they know how mighty the hell golden crows were? Lowly human, we gave you face, but you refused it. Since you've chosen to oppose us dark ghosts, then die. The dark ghost's expressions changed, and killing intent soared into the sky. Kill him. Devour his soul and flesh, the dark ghost leader ordered. Dark ghost divine ability, 10,000 ghosts devour the soul. The dark ghosts howled and used their divine abilities. They let out screeches that created sound waves that could interfere with a human's soul. Their heads felt like they were splitting apart as they fell into an illusion of hell. They transformed into black smoke, invisible and formless. They tried to burrow into Xia Ping's mind and devour his soul. Even magic treasures were useless against this kind of power. The dark ghosts could easily pass through them, ignoring all defenses. Xia Ping sneered. He didn't move. He didn't even put up any defenses, allowing the dark ghosts to burrow into his body. Whoosh! 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 The dark ghosts viciously laughed as they easily entered Xia Ping's body, entering the depths of his violet kingdom. Ha, foolish human. He didn't even put up any defenses. Is he just waiting for death? He actually foolishly let us enter his soul. He's opening the door to us and waiting for us to eat him. It's rare to see such a foolish human. Is he cutting off his own flesh to feed the eagles? If humans were as reasonable as him, our lives would be much easier. Wait, what's going on with this violet kingdom? It's too big. It's like a minor world. Damn, is this really a true fire realm human martial artist? Damn it, this is bad. We've been tricked. We've fallen for this human's trap. Hurry and escape. Dozens of dark ghosts entered Xia Ping's violet kingdom, viciously laughing. They wanted to find Xia Ping's soul and immediately devour it to strengthen themselves. Some of the dark ghosts had a bad feeling and felt a fatal sense of danger. They roared and tried to escape. But it was too late. With a thought from Xia Ping, the depths of his violet kingdom immediately turned into a solar furnace. Flames burned fiercely, and all kinds of strange flames appeared. There were infernal golden crows, heavenly dragons, world trees, phoenixes, kunpangs, volcanoes, and so on. It was as if this furnace could refine and burn everything. Chapter 1528. Walala. When the solar furnace appeared, the strange flames spread, burning the world. The dark ghosts screamed in fright and tried to flee, but the violet palace condensed a crystal wall that prevented them from leaving. Their intestines turned green with regret, but it was too late. Their bodies were immediately incinerated by the flames. In just a few breaths of time, they were turned to ash, completely vanishing from this world. And after these dark ghosts died, they left behind a large amount of spiritual energy that was instantly devoured, strengthening his soul. This caused the mental flames in Xia Ping's violet palace to burn even brighter. Damn it, the 500 dark ghosts are all dead. They were all killed by this human. We can't enter this human's body. It's strange. Many dark ghosts sensed that the dark ghost auras that had entered Xia Ping's violet palace had disappeared, as if they had been killed and devoured by this human. They were all incomparably furious and shocked. Some dark ghosts rejoiced that they had been a bit too slow and hadn't been able to enter this human's body in time. Otherwise, they would have died without a doubt. Not a bad meal. Xia Ping stretched lazily and burped. It was as if this was not a battle with a terrifying dark ghost, but a delicious dinner. He was completely satisfied. This expression made the dark ghosts even more furious. They were predators, creatures that stood at the top of the food chain. It had always been them who ate humans. When had they ever been eaten by humans? This was too absurd. It was all upside down. Right, I just learned 2 hell divine abilities not too long ago. I wonder how strong they are. Perhaps I can try them. Xia Ping thought of the nether ghost hand and soul binding chains he had just learned. He wanted to take this opportunity to understand the power of these 2 divine abilities. Whoosh! In an instant, he gathered the power of the golden crow of hell in his body, forming a giant hand. Xia Ping sensed that this nether ghost hand divine ability was different from the descriptions in the City Lord Mansion's scripture pavilion. He circulated the power of the golden crow of hell, but he did not condense a ghost-like hand. This hand was a dark gold and incomparably noble. It exuded the aura of hell, and hell's runes condensed on its surface. Countless characters of hell appeared. Faint golden veins appeared in the depths of the hand, like cracks in hell. They produced a terrifying devouring power that howled, like a black hole that could devour the netherworld. He immediately knew that the nether ghost hand seemed to have evolved, and it was more than 10 times more terrifying than before. After all, the nether ghost claw had only been based on the power of the underworld, which was the lowest level of power in the hell realm. But now that Xia Ping was using the power of the golden crow of hell, this divine ability was instantly enhanced by countless times. It was like the speed of a bicycle before, but now it had become an airplane. It was fundamentally different. Dong! With a thought from Xia Ping, the dark golden hand stretched out without a sound. The dozens of nether ghosts in front of him were caught off guard, and they were immediately grabbed by this hand as easily as if they were mosquitoes. What's going on? Why can't I break free? I'm a dark ghost, formless and formless. How could a puny human capture me? Damned human, let go of me right now, or else I will kill your entire family and exterminate your 9 generations. The dozens of dark ghosts howled in terror. They hadn't cared before, as there was nothing in this world that could capture them. Even if it was a magic treasure, they could easily pass through it. But when they were grabbed by this large hand, hell scriptures appeared on the palm, instantly capturing their nether ghost bodies and sealing them, leaving them with nowhere to run. It was as if all of the dark ghost's abilities had disappeared before this hand. They were as weak as ants, and it was easy to imagine how terrified they were. This was something that had never happened before in all of history. Dong! Xia Ping ignored the cries of the dark ghosts. He lightly clenched his hand, and the dozens of dark ghosts were crushed into powder, turning into wisps of gray energy. He stretched out his hand and threw the ball of gray aura into his mouth. In an instant, he swallowed it into his stomach, and the spiritual fire in the depths of his Zifu also rose by a notch. Damn it, we can't let this human continue acting so recklessly. Immediately set down the Dark Ghost restraint formation and completely suppress him. The Dark Ghost commander was filled with endless fear. He could sense that Xia Ping was becoming more and more terrifying, but now was not the time to play around. He had to do everything he could to capture this human. The other Dark Ghosts immediately moved. They could also sense Xia Ping's threat. If they dared to be careless, they would definitely be captured, killed, and eaten alive by this human. In an instant, the Dark Ghosts set down a grand formation. The Dark Ghost restraint formation. Swoosh! Swoosh! Boundless dark energy surged out of their bodies. Black lines appeared, forming the seal of the netherworld abyss. A heaven and earth formation appeared, connecting to the netherworld and producing the devouring power of the abyss. When the formation was formed, black chains appeared one after another, forming sealing chains. They danced like dragons and snakes as they attacked Xia Ping. If one was struck by these black chains, they would immediately be able to lock down their soul and make it impossible for them to use any power. This was a sealing formation that the Dark Ghosts had specially created to deal with the experts of the human realm. It was incredibly powerful. Too weak. Xia Ping didn't even look at it. He slammed down with his palm again, and the Dark Ghost hand descended from the sky. It was like a giant Dark Ghost had appeared. The hand crushed down, covering the world and causing the sky to collapse. Dong! Everything within 100 miles was covered by this dark golden hand. The ground cracked, and an earthquake with a magnitude of 7 or 8 appeared. The Dark Ghost restraint formation also instantly collapsed, shattering inch by inch. Even the black chains were shattered into powder by this huge hand. Just by coming into contact with it, they shattered. They were unable to stop it at all. This was like steel touching tofu. The two were on completely different levels of power. Quite a few Dark Ghosts were unable to withstand the backlash of the formation collapsing. They let out miserable screams as their bodies collapsed and they died on the spot, turning into wisps of gray energy. Damn it, this human is too powerful. We're not a match for him at all. Retreat, retreat immediately. Only Master can deal with this human. Staying here is just throwing away our lives. We were too careless. The enemy's strength is beyond our imagination. Retreat immediately and regroup. The many Dark Ghosts roared. They had been scared out of their wits by Xia Ping's attack. They knew that they were not a match for this human at all. With just a single palm, he had shattered the Dark Ghost restraint formation formed by over 1,000 Dark Ghosts. If he used his full strength, it would be even worse. This human was not a true Fire Realm warrior at all. His strength was probably comparable to the returning Truth Realm, reaching the level of a Ghost King. They actually wanted to deal with an expert of this level? Wasn't that just seeking death? Chapter 1529. You want to run? You think you can do it? Xia Ping's gaze was calm, and there seemed to be a swastika spinning in the depths of his eyes. He used his second Hell Divine ability, Soul-Binding Chains. Boom! A heaven and earth formation that covered 1,000 miles immediately appeared. Countless dark golden lines cut through the earth, devouring the energy of the abyss and connecting to the netherworld. Without a doubt, the soul-binding chains had undergone a massive transformation. Xia Ping closed his eyes. He could feel the golden crow bloodline in his body throbbing. His divine sense connected to the world, and he could even sense the distant plane of hell. The plane of hell was like home to him. He was like a fish in water, and he could even communicate with the will of hell. Whoosh! The void trembled, and a majestic aura of hell surged out from the depths of the void, pouring into Xia Ping's body like a tide. This was information from hell. Countless profound mysteries of hell flowed through his soul. Mysterious scriptures of hell appeared one after another, containing the most profound power from the depths of hell. At this time, the soul-binding chains seemed to have undergone a massive transformation. Characters of hell were carved into the soul-binding chains. They were dark gold and exuded a noble and ancient aura. Before, the soul-binding chains could only steal souls and deal with ordinary dark ghosts. But now, they could even deal with gods and demons. They contained a trace of the power of hell. It was as if a portion of hell's power had been added to the soul-binding chains. At this moment, Xia Ping's aura had undergone a massive transformation. He seemed to have become a prison guard of hell, possessing the power to steal souls. Have I obtained the recognition of hell's will? Xia Ping understood. It seemed that because this place was too close to the plane of hell, and because he had the Golden Crow bloodline, he had attracted the attention of hell's will. Thus, the will of hell had traversed countless dimensions and given him a portion of the prison guard's power. With a single thought, dark golden chains immediately sprang out from the depths of the ground. They were like flood dragons, extremely fast and ferocious. Swish swish swish. The dark ghosts that had been flying in the air were caught off guard. The dark golden chains pierced through them and nailed them to the ground like skewers. What's going on? My dark ghost power has disappeared. I've been completely sealed. What did that damned human do to us? Heavens, those are hell chains. They're specially used to restrain dark ghosts. Why would they appear on a human? Isn't this an ability unique to hell's prison guards? Could it be that this human's true identity is a hell warden? They're here to capture us. That's impossible. The hell prison's prison guards have long since died. It's impossible for them to appear again. This human must have stolen a portion of the hell's prison warden's power. Damn it, why did I encounter such a person? The dark ghosts panicked. They had never felt such panic before. It was as if they had encountered a natural predator. Their bodies were pierced by the soul-binding chains and instantly sealed. At this moment, they seemed to be restrained by chains. One by one, the characters of hell appeared and condensed into countless chains, completely restraining their bodies and rendering them unable to move. In fact, the moment the chains touched their bodies, they immediately sealed their dark ghost power, making it impossible for them to escape. They were captured like little chicks. Even the dark ghost commander was helpless against the power of the soul-binding chains. In just a few seconds, it was tightly bound, unable to move. Boom! Xia Ping made a grabbing motion, and the 1,000 dark golden soul-binding chains pulled back. The dark ghosts were also pulled back. No matter how they roared or struggled, they could do nothing. They could not break free. At this moment, these dark ghosts finally understood what it meant to be terrified. It was as if they had returned to hell, and they were facing the enforcers of hell, the hell's prison guards. Your Excellency, spare our lives, spare us. We had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. Spare us this time, and we definitely won't commit crimes in the future. Don't kill us, Your Excellency. We're willing to be your slaves. We'll do whatever you want us to do. The dark ghosts knelt on the ground, kowtowing and begging for mercy. Before, they had been insufferably arrogant, believing that their power was invincible in this place and that they were the rulers. But when faced with a power even greater than theirs, or even a power that could restrain them, they were helpless. They could only beg for mercy. There's no need. You're not qualified to be my slaves. Xia Ping clenched his hand, and the 1,000 dark ghosts gathered. The soul-binding chains trembled, furiously compressing towards the center. Dong! In the blink of an eye, the 1,000 dark ghosts, including the dark ghost leader, were pulverized into powder. Their souls were completely destroyed, leaving behind only gray-white streams of air. Whoosh! Xia Ping inhaled, producing a terrifying suction force that instantly devoured the soul energy left behind by the dark ghosts. It flowed into his soul, his limbs, and his bones. After obtaining the soul energy of 1,000 dark ghosts, his flame of consciousness had undergone an earth-shattering transformation. It furiously expanded, almost reaching its limit. In the depths of his purple palace, the boundless flame of consciousness collapsed and condensed, almost condensing into a sun. The mystiques and talismans that had been resting in his purple palace seemed to be on the verge of completely melting under the fierce flame of consciousness. At the same time, the magic power in his body continued to climb, madly increasing until it reached its limit. The peak of the true fire realm. Without a doubt, after devouring the soul energy of 1,000 dark ghosts, his martial cultivation had finally reached the peak of the true fire realm. He was just a step away from condensing his golden core and stepping into the golden core realm. Xia Ping felt that as long as he entered seclusion once more, he would be able to refine all the mystiques and talismans in his body and reach the golden core realm. And this was only a matter of time. Besides the improvement in his cultivation, his golden crow of hell bloodline had also evolved. He had awakened hundreds of thousands of golden crow of hell cells, and up to now, he had awakened 2 million golden crow of hell cells. This had also caused his strength, speed, and talent to undergo earth-shattering changes. His understanding of the power of hell had also deepened. Without a doubt, the power of these dark ghosts was extremely beneficial to him. Whoosh! At this moment, there was a huge rumble in the distance, as well as the sound of orderly footsteps. Xia Ping opened his eyes and scanned the area with his divine sense. He sensed that the newcomers were the army of Qingyang City. His battle with the dark ghosts had caused ghostly qi to soar into the sky, and it had finally attracted the attention of the soldiers of Qingyang City. Thus, they had immediately sent scouts to gather information. Chapter 1530. Heavens, what a fierce battle! Just what happened? What dense ghostly qi? Could it be that milords fought with dark ghosts? Is the battle over? It should be over. There don't seem to be any ripples from the battle. A group of several hundred soldiers immediately ran over to Xia Ping's side. They immediately saw Xia Ping standing at the center of the battlefield and the surroundings. The ground was filled with craters, and the destruction was astonishing. There were also quite a few corpses left behind. It could be imagined just how fierce the battle had been. Just the ripples from the battle had been enough to destroy Green Sun City. In truth, in the face of such a terrifying aura, they did not want to come over. The ripples from the battle had terrified all of Green Sun City's residents, making them think that the end of the world was coming. They were afraid of being caught up in the dark ghost's shockwaves and killed. But there was nothing these soldiers could do. They couldn't be completely ignorant, and they had no way of contacting the upper echelons of Green Sun City. In the end, after some discussion, they had dispatched a suicide squad to see what had happened. Look, there's someone alive here. It's Lord Xia. A soldier cried out, recognizing Xia Ping. The other soldiers also looked over. They naturally recognized this extremely arrogant person who had wreaked havoc in Green Sun City a few days ago and heavily injured the commander-in-chief of the 3 armies, Che Xiujuan. But even after doing such a thing, he had still been treated as an honored guest by the city lord. This was simply inconceivable. This made these soldiers even more familiar with Xia Ping, and his reputation spread far and wide. You came at the right time. Xia Ping glanced at the soldiers. Immediately send out the order to gather the soldiers of Green Sun City at the center of Green Sun City's plaza. I have something to say to them. Milord, what happened just now? A squad leader swallowed his saliva and asked while suppressing the fear in his heart. Many of the elders of Green Sun City were possessed by dark ghosts. The commander-in-chief of the 3 armies, Che Xiujuan, and Vice City Lord Tang Yu, betrayed the human race and colluded with dark ghosts to kill me here. Xia Ping stood with his hands clasped behind his back as he indifferently said, in the end, these traitors of the human race, dark ghost spies, and many dark ghosts were all killed by me. Not a single one was left alive. What? Many of the soldiers were shocked, because the amount of information contained in these words was just too great. Whether it was the elders of Green Sun City being possessed by nether ghosts, or the commander-in-chief of the three armies, Che Xiujuan, and the others betraying the human race and becoming traitors. These people had joined forces with Dark Ghost to kill Xia Ping, but they had still been killed by Xia Ping. Each of these events was a major event that could shake Green Sun City and change the status quo. For a moment, they were dumbstruck and did not know what to say. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and go," Xia Ping said coldly. He used his spiritual might to suppress the souls of these soldiers. Immediately, these soldiers felt that Xia Ping was like a god, controlling everything and not allowing anyone to disobey his orders. "Yes, Lord Xia. We will go there now." The soldiers immediately saluted and ran back to Green Sun City. "Xia Ping, what are you trying to do? Why did he have to return to Qingyang City? Could it be that you want to control this city?" Corinne was very puzzled by Xia Ping's actions. "Yes, I want to control Qingyang City." Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. "This secret realm is very unique. It is actually connected to the infernal realm. This place must have some great and unfathomable secrets. With my current strength, it is impossible for me to learn the secrets of this secret realm. I will need to fight for a long time, so I need a base here as a foothold. This Qingyang City is a good choice." "So that's how it is." Corinne nodded. He understood Xia Ping's meaning. This secret realm contained the secrets of the infernal realm and likely contained great terror and lucky chances. This was not something that could be completely understood in a short period of time. It would require a long period of exploration. If he had a base in this world and obtained the help of this world's humans, he would be able to obtain twice the results with half the effort. And now that all of the upper echelons of Qingyang City were dead, he could receive all of the city's strength. An hour later, in Qingyang City's plaza. At this moment, Qingyang City's army had received orders and quickly gathered at the center of the plaza. There were over 200,000 people, almost all of Qingyang City's military strength. This strange action attracted the attention of Qingyang City's residents. They also gathered around the plaza, wanting to know what was going on. It could be said that the gazes of all of Qingyang City's residents had been attracted. Swoosh! A figure descended from the sky, landing on a high platform in the plaza. He looked down from above, looking down on all living beings. Many people immediately looked at the platform. They immediately recognized him. It was the mysterious expert who had arrived in Qingyang City a few days ago, Xia Ping. They were extremely confused as to why this person had gathered everyone here. "Pa!" Xia Ping waved his hand, and heads were thrown out from his space ring one after another, placed on the platform for everyone to see. "Heavens, this head belongs to the city lord, Gao Ansheng. This is the vice city lord, Tang Yu. I've seen him on the streets before. He's a kind old man. Commander Che Xiujia's head is also here, as well as the various elders of Qingyang City. My God, why are all of the upper echelons dead? Could it be that they were killed by Lord Xia?" Seeing these heads appear, it was not just the soldiers. Even the residents were shocked. They had never seen such a scene before. All of the upper echelons of Qingyang City had been wiped out. It was just too shocking. These people colluded with Dark Ghost. Their deaths are not to be regretted, so I slaughtered them all. In the future, I will be the Lord of Qingyang City. You must listen to me. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back, calmly looking at everyone. "Stop joking." A roar rang out. "Just because you say that the city lord and the others colluded with Dark Ghost, they really did. There's no evidence at all, so why should we believe you? It must be a bastard like you who used some crafty scheme to kill the city lord and the others. A murderer like you wants to take over Qingyang City and become the lord of Qingyang City? You must be dreaming. We will not admit to such a thing." Xia Ping looked over and found that he recognized the person who had spoken. It was the city lord's nephew, Gao Ding. He stood below, inciting the soldiers to resist Xia Ping's tyranny and not admit to his rule. "Oh, what about you all? What do you all want?" Xia Ping looked at the commanders of the army. There were 200,000 soldiers, and every 10,000 of them was a general. So there were 20 generals present, responsible for leading the army. Of course, there were also some military leaders above them, but they had all been killed by Xia Ping. Chapter 1531. Hearing this, the 20 generals glanced at each other. They could all see that the others were not of the same mind. Some were silent. They were wily old foxes and could not see how the situation was developing. They did not know Xia Ping's strength, so they did not say anything. They wanted to see what the others would do, determined not to stand out. Some had good impressions of Xia Ping because they knew a bit of the truth. They knew that there was something fishy about the city lord's mansion. The city lord might have been possessed by a dark ghost, and all of Green Sun City had become a breeding ground for dark ghosts. The humans were living a life worse than death. Perhaps it was a good thing that Xia Ping had killed these human vermin. But there were also some people with wild ambitions. They believed that the city lord and many of the upper echelon members were dead. They had worked hard and commanded an army, so there was no reason for them to submit. Among them were the city lord's own troops. They were loyal to the city lord, so they naturally would not listen to the orders of this unknown person. 3 or 4 generals immediately stepped forward, disdainful smiles on their faces. "Sir Xia, we respect you, but we also believe that you are going too far in wanting to become the city lord of Green Sun City," a black-robed general said. "To tell the truth, let's not talk about whether your words are true or not. Even if they are true, the city lord has sided with Dark Ghost and many of his elders are traitors who were killed by you. But the position of city lord of Green Sun City is a great responsibility and can only be chosen from us generals. Even if it isn't us, it has to be a resident of Green Sun City. It cannot be someone like you, who has never met before and who has come to Green Sun City for the first time." He made his stance clear. "That's right. Not just any Tom, Dick, or Harry can become the city lord of Green Sun City. Just because of your words, you want to become the city lord of Green Sun City? You are delusional. To put it bluntly, we old residents of Green Sun City have worked hard and performed great deeds. Even if we lined up, it would not be your turn." Many of the generals sneered, feeling that Xia Ping was not suitable to become the city lord of Green Sun City. "Generals, why waste words with this person with ulterior motives?" Gao Ding angrily roared, saying that the city lord has sided with Dark Ghost and is a spy for the humans is utter nonsense. It was clearly him who coveted the position of city lord and set up a scheme to kill the city lord and the others. The murderer who killed the city lord should be immediately arrested and brought to justice. He should be completely eliminated to avenge the city lord. Why should we talk to the murderer who killed the city lord? He looked at Xia Ping with a vicious and murderous look in his eyes. Gao Ding's hatred was monstrous. City Lord Gao Anqing was dead, and he had lost his greatest backer. In the future, his life in Qingyang City would be difficult, and he would no longer be able to act like a tyrant. It was not hard to imagine that his hatred towards Xia Ping could not be washed away. At this point, Gao Ding paused and continued, "I will only say a few words of fairness here. Now that the city lord is dead, the dragons are without a leader. As the saying goes, a snake can't do anything without a head, and a bird can't fly without wings. We must choose a city lord. All the generals here have worked hard for Qingyang City, and there is no distinction between them. It will be very difficult to choose a city lord, but now, there is a standard. That is, whoever kills the city lord's murderer will be the next city lord of Qingyang City. Otherwise, how can the brothers of Qingyang City accept him?" He was trying to sow dissension, aiming it at Xia Ping. Hearing these words, the generals present were tempted. If Xia Ping was killed, No one would dare oppose them becoming city lords of Qingyang City. Seeing these generals tempted, Gao Ding became arrogant. So what if you're strong in martial arts? In the end, this world relied on brains. A few words could kill you. He could almost see Xia Ping being caught by the crowd and hacked to death. Everyone. Gao Ding planned to strike while the iron was hot and continue to sow dissension. You're too noisy. Xia Ping expressionlessly raised a finger. A second later, Gao Ding's head was pierced through and exploded like a watermelon. Before he died, he didn't even know how he had died. The people around him jumped in fright. Blood splattered on them. Audacious. Too audacious. This is the Green Sun City. How can a murderer like you do as he pleases in this place? As expected, none of your words are true. Saying that the city lord is Dark Ghost's lackey is a joke. Perhaps you are the real Dark Ghost's lackey and colluded with Dark Ghost to kill the city lord and the others. A general in black roared. Dong! Xia Ping didn't even look. With a light flick of his finger, a terrifying force exploded out and bombarded the general. The general was immediately smashed into pieces of flesh. A huge crater appeared where he had been, with hundreds of cracks. Dust billowed and gravel flew in all directions. Everyone was silent. This was a general in the early stage of the true fire realm, but he had been killed by a single finger and exploded on the spot. I think you might have misunderstood something. Xia Ping stood with his hands clasped behind his back, looking down at the crowd. I didn't come here to make friends with you. You only have one choice now, submit or die. His body exuded a terrifying aura, like an insurmountable mountain that pressed down on everyone's hearts. At this moment, all of Qingyang City was trembling. Every resident seemed to feel an enormous pressure on their shoulders, and even breathing became difficult. Xia Go. A tall general jumped out. He was a trusted aide of the city lord's troops. He shouted angrily, I've roamed the battlefield for 50 years, fighting against the giant dark ghost demons. What haven't I seen? You think you can scare me? If you have the guts, come and kill me. It's impossible for me to submit. My brothers in the troops will never agree. He made it clear that he would never submit. That's right. A bastard from who knows where wants us to submit. What a joke. We didn't even submit to the threat of the giant dark ghost demons. You think we'll submit just because you threaten us? Stop dreaming. You're not qualified to be the city lord of Qingyang City. Get out of Qingyang City immediately. The soldiers under his banner all shouted angrily. There were at least 10,000 of them, and they all supported their generals. They would never submit. That's right. I don't believe that with so many of us here, what can you do to us? Our troops also support you. We will never let this unknown person be our city lord. Another general led his troops and stood up. He would advance and retreat with the other party. He didn't believe that with 20,000 troops opposing him, this kid could do anything. Very well. If you don't submit, then die. Shao Jin, shoot them. Xia Ping waved his hand lightly. Swish. 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 Golden slime appeared instantly, turning into countless sharp blades that shot out from the ground. In an instant, these sharp blades pierced the bodies of 2 soldiers, tearing them apart on the spot. Blood flowed everywhere. Chapter 1532. Silence. The entire square of Green Sun City was deathly silent. After killing 20,000 people, the entire world had gone silent. At this moment, no one spoke. They couldn't say anything at all. They all looked at the terrifying scene in front of them with terror in the depths of their eyes. 20,000 people, a full 20,000 elite soldiers. In just a few breaths of time, they had all been slaughtered, not a single one left. The 2 generals who had led the clamor and boasted that they were brave generals had died the most miserable deaths. They had been cut into hundreds of pieces. Even being dismembered by horses wouldn't be so miserable. It was as if they had been chopped into pieces. Even though they were elites of Green Sun City and had fought against the Nether Ghost giant monsters before, they had never seen such a scene. The thick smell of blood in the square almost made them vomit, but no one dared to make a sound. They were afraid that they would provoke the fiend on the platform and be killed. Previously, they had thought that Xia Ping was joking and didn't have the courage to do so. But no one thought that Xia Ping was joking. The lives of 20,000 people were right in front of them. This was an ironclad fact. Since we're in this world, we have to be trustworthy. If I say I'll kill your entire family, I'll kill your entire family. Tell me, is there anyone else who isn't convinced? Jump out and I'll immediately kill your entire family. Xia Ping's expression was very calm as he swept his gaze over every soldier in the square. He wanted to know who else was unconvinced. These people thought that they were the elites of Green Sun City, so he didn't dare to start a massacre. But this was a joke. Even if the entire population of Green Sun City was added up, it would only be a few million. This amount of people couldn't even be considered a strand of hair in the entire universe. Just the population he had plundered from the southern universe exceeded 3 trillion. If these people were placed in this city, a single spit from each of them would be enough to drown everyone in Green Sun City. If the people of Green Sun City didn't know how to appreciate favors and dared to act recklessly, it wouldn't be a big deal even if he slaughtered them all. The universe didn't have many things, but it did have many people. A tyrant. Without a doubt, this was a tyrant through and through. He didn't allow others to disobey him, and he held the power of life and death in his hands. All the soldiers could feel the aura of supremacy coming from Xia Ping. This was different from the previous city lord, Gao Ansheng. This was a true ambitious and ruthless person who would do what he said. Moreover, he looked down on all living beings and disregarded everything. From the bottom of their hearts, they were unwilling to submit to such a tyrant. But according to the tyrant's tone, if they didn't submit, they would have to die. 20,000 lives were placed right in front of them. This was killing the chicken to scare the monkey. Without a doubt, with this effect, Xia Ping's ruthless, domineering, and unreasonable image immediately rose in everyone's heart, and it was almost impossible to resist. Are you convinced? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes and emitted a terrifying murderous aura. The first to bear the brunt of it were the dozens of generals standing at the very front. They immediately felt as if they had fallen into a hell of slaughter. With a plop, they knelt on the ground in fright. We're convinced. We're completely convinced. We are willing to recognize Lord Xia as our master. From today onwards, Lord Xia will be the city lord of Qingyang City. One by one, the generals knelt down to show their allegiance. Even all the elites of the army below the square knelt on the ground, not daring to look Xia Ping in the eye. A seed of fear had been planted in their hearts, and they no longer had the slightest bit of courage. Very good. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back. From today onwards, I am the city lord of Qingyang City. My words are the law, orders, and everything. Whoever dares to disobey will die. Yes, city lord. Everyone roared out, afraid that they would be killed if they were to speak softly. An hour later, in the city lord's mansion of Qingyang City, Xia Ping, the many generals of Qingyang City, and the many middle-level leaders who were still alive appeared in the conference room. Yes, today is my first day as the boss. You can say whatever you want. Anything that is beneficial to Qingyang City can be mentioned, and I will try my best to solve it. Xia Ping said casually. Everyone looked at each other, and no one dared to speak first. After all, they could say whatever they wanted. If they really said something that would make the city lord unhappy, they would be beheaded. Accompanying a ruler was like accompanying a tiger. Is there nothing you want to say? Since that's the case, let's end the meeting. After a while, no one spoke. Xia Ping waved his hand and was about to end the meeting. Wait, City Lord, this old man, Gubo, has something to say. At this time, an old man wearing black armor stood up. He gave off an iron-blooded aura and was extremely strong. He was 2 meters tall and looked like a bear. The surrounding people were all extremely nervous, because this elder was of noble character and great prestige. Originally, he should have become an elder, but because of his upright and plain-spoken nature, he offended the city lord, and as a result, he was sent down. After working for several decades, killing countless demons and dark ghosts, he was still only a general, unable to become a commander. They were afraid that this old man would say something he shouldn't say and anger this tyrant. If that happened, they would suffer. Yes, what do you want to say? Xia Ping said. The old man Gubo stared at Xia Ping and said, if it was Sir Xia who killed the original city lord, you should know that some of the elders and even the city lord of Green Sun City have been possessed by the dark ghost. There are also some cowardly people who have become traitors and become dark ghost spies. I do know this, but from the looks of it, you also seem to know. Xia Ping nodded. Everyone present lowered their heads. They were not idiots, and with their high status, it was impossible for them not to notice something fishy. But by the time they learned the truth, Green Sun City had long since become a nest of dark ghosts, invaded by countless dark ghosts. Even the city lord was dead, and countless elders had joined the dark ghosts and become traitors. What was done, and the dark ghosts had established their power. They were powerless to reverse the situation, so they could only pretend to be deaf and dumb and not know anything. We do know, but we are not a match for the dark ghosts, so we can only endure this humiliation, the old man Gubo said helplessly. But if Lord Xia truly wants to revitalize Green Sun City and return peace to the human race, you must eliminate the dark ghosts still lurking in Green Sun City. To tell you the truth, because the city lord was possessed, many of the elders betrayed him, causing Green Sun City to be filled with nether ghosts. Once night falls, they go around committing evil and devouring humans, causing Green Sun City to be in a foul atmosphere with countless casualties. He clenched his fists and gritted his teeth in anger. So that's how it is. This isn't a big problem. Just find these dark ghosts and kill them all, Xia Ping said indifferently. In truth, this was also what he wanted to do. This was his territory, so how could he tolerate these dark ghosts acting so wantonly? Lord Xia, you absolutely cannot. Please reconsider. A general immediately stepped forward. These dark ghosts are traceless and invisible, and there are many of them. If we capture them with great fanfare, they will definitely go crazy and wreak havoc in the city. At that time, who knows how many civilians will die? Chapter 1533. Hearing this, quite a few people fell silent. Capturing dark ghosts was simple, but they feared that once these dark ghosts learned that they did not have long to live, they would start a massacre and drag countless people down with them. After all, this was Green Sun City, a human city. The slightest collision and the shockwaves of battle could destroy an entire region. That's simple. Xia Ping did not find this difficult. As long as I set up a pure Yang Evil Punisher formation in Green Sun City, once the formation is activated, pure Yang flames will fill the air and instantly exterminate these dark ghosts. Lord Xia, are you skilled in formations? Gubo and the others were delighted. They had not expected Xia Ping to be so knowledgeable and even understand formations. In this world, formation grandmasters were extremely rare, hard to find even in 100 years. I can't say that I'm very skilled, just a bit, Xia Ping said honestly. Xia Ping said honestly. That was indeed the case. Compared to a real array master, he was still a long way off. But in the eyes of Gubo and the others, this was just modesty. To be able to set up a formation meant that one was already a formation grandmaster. This was not just a bit of understanding. But if we brazenly set up a formation, won't we be discovered by the dark ghosts? Some people were worried that the dark ghosts would discover them ahead of time and cause a riot. Can't we just find an excuse? Xia Ping said lazily. I just happened to see that Green Sun City seems to be very shabby, with potholes everywhere. It's like a refugee camp. I think it's time to repair it. If we set up a formation while the city is being built, I trust that the dark ghosts won't notice anything. What's wrong? Is there something wrong with my words? As he spoke, he saw the troubled expressions of Gu Bo and the others. My lord, if possible, we also want to build a city wall. Alas, even the cleverest housewife cannot cook without rice. Gu Bo and the others were helpless. They expressed that Green Sun City was poor and had no resources at all. Just fighting against the dark ghosts required a great deal of energy to survive. There was no need to think about anything else. Moreover, building a city wall required a great deal of manpower. Mobilizing the residents of Green Sun City to help build a city wall was also a difficult matter. It's just materials. I have plenty of them, and I don't need manpower. What era is it? Do you still need people to build walls? Xia Ping was very rich. Not to mention others, Gaia's body was a planet the size of a star. There were countless resources in it. Just a little bit of it was enough to flood a city. It was not even a drop in the bucket. Moreover, the construction of the city did not require manpower at all. Intelligent nanomachines were more than enough, and there was also 3D printing technology. Not to mention the construction of the city, even if they were to build a new city from start to finish, it would only take a day. What? Gu Bo and the others did not know why Xia Ping was so confident. Their technology was too far apart from the universe. One was in the feudal era, the other was in the interstellar era. It was impossible to imagine the greatness of technology. The next day, under the leadership of Corinne, the work of repairing and transforming Qingyang City began. Countless engineering robots were manufactured and scattered all over the city. There were also a lot of building materials that were taken from Dumbo's body and piled up like a mountain. Under the escort of Qingyang City's army, the engineering robots were repairing the city walls, streets, and major buildings at a speed visible to the naked eye. The city walls were also made of high-tech polymer materials. They were light and hard. Ordinary demons could not easily penetrate them, and they could withstand the bombardment of hundreds of missiles. It could be said that the defense of the city walls had increased by more than 10 times. Even the streets had undergone earth-shaking changes. They were uniform and uniformly improved. Those bumpy dirt roads were built into asphalt roads, which were clean, tidy, and spacious. In the dark, Xia Ping was also arranging the pure yang evil punishing formation. Of course, no one knew about this. Hidden in the huge project, everyone was attracted by the appearance of these robots. What kind of strange thing is this? Its whole body is metal, but it can move. It's too strange. I once heard that there were some strange people in the far north who claimed to be alchemists who could refine strange samples. Maybe these are alchemy products. It's incredible, too incredible. These alchemy products are too amazing. Originally, it would have taken hundreds of thousands of people and at least 3 months to build. Now, they can finish it in a day. Their efficiency is extremely high. Moreover, these materials are new. They are much harder than rocks. I tried it just now and used all my strength to cut it, but I could only leave a mark on it. The most terrifying thing is that it recovered after a while. According to Lord Xia, this is some kind of memory metal. As long as it is not completely destroyed, it can recover quickly. My God, with this kind of metal, doesn't it mean that the city walls are basically indestructible? This kind of metal should be very precious. But in Lord Xia's hands, he took out big pieces after big pieces as if they were free. Could it be that these materials are so common in Lord Xia's eyes? Moreover, the efficiency is too fast. It only took them a day to renovate the entire Qingyang city. It's like a dream. According to Lord Xia, it is not a big problem to build another city in a day. The upper echelons of Qingyang City and the generals were all dumbfounded. When they saw this technology that far surpassed their era, they felt like country bumpkins entering a city. In just a single day, their worldview had been completely refreshed and their understanding of the world changed. There was actually such a powerful alchemy product in this world. The residents of Qingyang City also saw this scene. They also felt that it was inconceivable. This new city lord was extremely mysterious. With just a few random methods, he had caused Qingyang City to undergo earth-shattering changes. In the darkness, the dark ghosts also saw this scene, and they were also incomparably shocked. As expected, this human is not simple. We can confirm that he is definitely not a human from this world. He must have come from another world. No one in this world can possess such unimaginable methods. Just where did this guy enter this world from? Perhaps we can use him to find a new world. At that time, we might be able to find even more food. Kiki, this human has a great secret. Lord has already given the order to keep an eye on him. Don't let him escape. He has killed so many dark ghosts of Mount Formless. His crimes are unforgivable. I heard that Lord plans on allying with other factions to annihilate this human in one fell swoop. Just wait. Soon, this human will become our prisoner, a toy in our hands. The dark ghosts cackled, their eyes shining with a cold light. Seeing the excited expressions of the humans around them, they only sneered. Soon, these humans would understand the despair of death. Chapter 1534. A day passed. Late at night, Green Sun City. The dark ghosts hiding around the city could no longer suppress their bloodthirst. They spread out, planning to devour the humans. They believed that with so many humans in the city, eating a few wouldn't be a big deal. Kiki, foolish humans, go and die. Obediently become our food. But didn't the Lord order us to keep a low profile and not arouse the humans' suspicions? What's there to be afraid of? It's just eating a few humans. This city has millions of people. What does it matter if we eat a few? That's right. They won't notice anything. We'll just eat a few and hide. I guarantee that no one will find out. Dark ghosts appeared one after another. They did their best to hide their auras as they passed through the buildings and arrived at the residences. When they saw the sleeping humans, their eyes shone with a cold bloodthirsty light. To them, these sleeping humans were lambs waiting to be slaughtered, food to fill their stomachs. Dang dang dang. At this moment, all of Green Sun City shook. Alarms rang out, shaking every corner of the city. With the city lord's mansion at the center, a massive and powerful array emerged from deep underground. All the heaven-earth yuan qi in a 10,000-mile radius was sucked into Green Sun City. In the sky, dark clouds surged, condensing into substance, like a great river, crashing. All around Green Sun City, the city walls, the streets, and even every building emitted a crimson light. It was as if the entire city had been transformed into a world of crimson flames. Any human in Green Sun City could feel a warm aura appear, filling every corner of the city as if they had been enveloped by a warm current. This was pure yang energy, and it was of great benefit to humans. Some children, elderly, and injured adults, after sensing this pure yang energy, felt their illnesses recover at a visible rate. It was extremely comfortable, as if they were soaking in amniotic fluid. If someone could observe the entire Qingyang City, they would know that the city had been completely set up into a huge formation. Deep underground, there were materials such as mithril, spiritual stones, cloud steel, red gold iron, cloud jade, firestone, and other materials that formed the foundation of the formation. It was operating at a high speed, like a kunpeng, devouring the pure yang energy in the depths of the void. At this moment, the entire city had become a weapon of war, filled with a terrifying murderous aura. Without a doubt, the pure yang evil Punisher formation that Xia Ping had set up had been activated. This pure yang energy was of great benefit to humans, but to dark ghosts, it was lethal energy. They melted like snow meeting sunlight. Hiss hiss. The nether ghosts also came into contact with this pure yang energy. Their bodies immediately melted as if they were scalded, and they screamed miserably. Damn it, we've been tricked, we've been tricked. This hateful human set up a grand formation in Green Sun City. He wants to exterminate the nether ghosts in our city. Xia Go, we won't let you go. We definitely won't. Just you wait. The Lord will avenge us. All of you must die. All of you must die. You will definitely not have a good ending. This world will belong to Dark Ghost. You have nowhere to run. You will undoubtedly die. The dark ghosts were panicked and terrified. They madly cursed and screamed. They were bound by the formation and had nowhere to run. They could only be killed by the power of the formation. In just a few breaths of time, nether ghost after nether ghost had been obliterated. No matter how they cursed or howled, it was of no avail. Every single one of them couldn't escape death. What a powerful formation! It's actually killed all the dark ghosts. Too powerful. Gubo and the other generals naturally heard the dying screams of the dark ghosts, as well as their final madness. Some of the dark ghosts knew that they were doomed, so they wanted to go on a killing spree and drag some ordinary humans down with them. Unfortunately, before they could even take a single step, they were burned to ash by the pure yang energy. They had fought against the dark ghosts for tens of thousands of years, so they naturally knew how terrifying they were. Every time they killed one, a large number of people would die, and each time, there would be heavy casualties. But now, just by setting up a grand array, they had actually managed to annihilate over 100 nether ghosts hidden in Green Sun City. Such a great victory was truly rare. They now knew how terrifying Xia Ping was, and they rejoiced that they had not opposed Xia Ping. Otherwise, their fates would not have been much better than the dark ghosts. Some of the residents of Green Sun City heard the screams of the dark ghosts and the alarm bells. They were terrified and wanted to go out of their homes to see what had happened. But the army of Green Sun City had long since received the news. The soldiers were on the streets, comforting the people. They said that they had killed the dark ghosts hiding in Green Sun City. Now that the matter was over, everyone could rest assured. Whoosh! At this moment, Xia Ping waved his hand in the city lord's mansion. Under the guidance of the formation's power, the dark ghost soul energy scattered throughout the city fell into his hand and was rapidly devoured. The mental flame on his body burned as fiercely as the sun. It had already reached the limit of the peak of the true fire realm and could no longer grow. In the depths of his violet palace, each divine ability talisman began to melt as the mental flame burned. Xia Ping immediately knew that this was the perfect opportunity for him to advance to the Golden Core realm. It would be like water flowing into a canal, and he would naturally be able to advance to a higher realm. However, to advance to the Golden Core realm, not only did he need a powerful mental flame, he also needed the support of boundless energy. After all, it was impossible to condense a golden core without the support of enough energy. Not to mention that he had a strong foundation, so the energy needed to condense a golden core was more than 100 times that of ordinary people. Don't worry, Master. At that moment, the green ox's voice sounded. Previously, I obtained the soul-cleansing grass and many other spiritual herbs. During this period of time, I've been refining these golden cores into elixirs. I call these elixirs the Divine Powers Elixirs. The energy contained in a single Divine Power Elixir is equivalent to the lifetime cultivation essence of a golden core perfected being and contains a tremendous amount of energy. Right now, I've refined a total of 20 Divine Power Elixirs. I believe that Master will definitely be able to step into the Golden Core realm easily with these 20 Divine Power Elixirs. Whoosh! It waved its hand, and 20 purple pills appeared in midair. There seemed to be many mysterious characters on them, as if there were talismans of divine abilities contained within them. They were profound and unfathomable, and emitted a noble and powerful aura. Without a doubt, these were the divine ability pills. Xia Ping could also sense the boundless energy contained in these pills. He estimated that the energy contained in a small spirit stone mine could not compare to the energy contained in a divine ability pill. Without another word, he immediately entered the city lord's mansion's cultivation room. Chapter 1535. In a certain valley, this was the territory of the goat horn demons. It was filled with sinister demonic qi. The goat horn demons were famous demons in hell, and their demonic power was extremely terrifying. Many dark ghosts had appeared in this valley, and their leader was the faceless ghost king. He still wore a mask and gave off a strange and sinister aura. One of the goat horn demons, whose body was like a small mountain, sat on the ground and gave off terrifying demonic qi. He held a mountain-splitting axe that was almost tangible, and he looked down on all living beings. Faceless Ghost King, why have you come to my place? Do you want to start a war with me, the Goat Horn Demon King? The Goat Horn Demon King said in a muffled voice as he stared at the Faceless Ghost King. His cultivation had reached the early stage of the returning truth realm, and his strength was not inferior to the Faceless Ghost King. In the valley, the goat horn demons stared at him like tigers watching their prey. It was as if they would swarm the dark ghosts if they dared to attack. I don't want to start a war. I just want to join forces with you to destroy a human city, the Faceless Ghost King stated his goal. Hearing this, the Goat Horn Demon King seemed to have heard a joke. It's just a human city. Can't you, the Faceless Ghost King, destroy it? You actually want to ask me for help? Are you here to joke with me? He laughed loudly, and the other goat horn demons also laughed loudly. The Faceless Ghost King was unmoved and said seriously, there's a human in that city. He's very powerful and has mastered Hell's Fire, which specifically counters us dark ghosts. I sent over 1,000 dark ghosts to kill him, but they were all destroyed by him. If we don't get rid of this person, he'll definitely become a great enemy in the future. Perhaps both you and I will be killed by him. His expression was very serious. When he heard that over 1,000 dark ghosts had been killed, he was furious and wanted to immediately get rid of that human. But after his anger disappeared, he became cautious. Over 1,000 dark ghosts had not been able to test that human's bottom line, so he might have the strength to harm the Faceless Ghost King. This made him even more cautious, and he came to find allies. Mastered Hell's Fire. Is that true? How can a mere human have the right to master Hell's Fire? Hearing this, the Goat Horn Demon King's pupils constricted, and a glimmer of light appeared in his eyes. The Hell's Flames were not just effective against dark ghosts, they were also extremely harmful to Yama demons. Of course it's true. I don't need to lie. Although I don't know how that human managed to master it, there's no doubt about it. I suspect that he's not a human from this world, but from another world. The Faceless Ghost King voiced his conjecture. What? Another human world? The goat horn demons were all shocked, they didn't expect to hear this kind of news. Yes, and this is very likely. If we capture that human and interrogate him, we might be able to find the entrance to another human world. The Faceless Ghost King said in a deep voice, this world is still too small. If we can find more human worlds, our strength will be further strengthened. Whether it was the nether ghosts or the Yaoma, to them, humans were precious flesh and blood medicine. Eating even one of them would increase their power and allow them to rapidly advance. Therefore, finding a new human world was equivalent to finding a treasure medicine mausoleum. The benefits were endless. There was no nether ghost or demon who could resist this kind of power. Don't you dare lie. Otherwise, this king will let you know the true meaning of the wrath of a goat horn demon. Even your formless mountain will be completely destroyed because of this. The goat horn demon king stared at the formless ghostly king with surging killing intent as he threatened. Of course it's true. The Faceless Ghost King was unmoved, this time, I'm not only planning on inviting you, the Goat Horn Demon King. I'll also invite the Venomous Centipede Demon King and the Slaughter Demon King. We'll work together with the 3 Demon Kings to kill that human." Hearing this, the Goat Horn Demon King's eyes lit up. How generous. You even dare to invite the Venomous Centipede Demon King and the Slaughter Demon King. Aren't you afraid that the other 2 Demon Kings will have too big of an appetite and devour you? If the Faceless Ghost King really dared to invite the other 2 Demon Kings, then this matter was definitely true. After all, no matter how arrogant the Faceless Ghost King was, he wouldn't dare to offend the 3 Demon Kings at the same time. That would be courting death. He was now 70 to 80% convinced of the Faceless Ghost King's words. "I'm just afraid that their appetite isn't big enough." The Faceless Ghost King sneered, "If we can find a new human world, it'll be a great benefit. I alone won't be able to devour it. Of course, I'll need to invite my allies to share it. Of course, more importantly, that human is very difficult to deal with. He has many abilities. If it's just me, he might be able to escape and slip away. But with the 3 Demon Kings and me, the Faceless Ghost King, taking action, no matter how powerful that human is or what powerful trump cards he has, he'll definitely die." He had already calculated everything. In order to kill the human Xia Ping, he would mobilize all his strength. Very good. If I can obtain news of a new world, I'll naturally be duty-bound. Tell me, when do we start? The Goat Horn Demon King was a little impatient. Don't be anxious. The Faceless Ghost King waved his hand. I still need to inform the other 2 Demon Kings, and you also need to mobilize all your forces. It'll take at least 2 to 3 days. At the same time, I also need to make all sorts of arrangements to prevent that human from escaping if something goes wrong. If that happens, everything we've done would be for nothing. We have to be fully prepared before we take action. It's fine if we don't take action, but once we do, we have to strike like lightning." He wasn't anxious at all. Although his heart was boiling with killing intent, he still endured it. Once everything was set up, that human Xia Ping would truly be unable to escape. And, not bad. Then I'll leave this matter to you. 3 days later, we'll set out for Azure Sun City. The Goat Horn Demon King also knew that the human was staying in Azure Sun City. He was very satisfied with the Faceless Ghost King's cautiousness. This was the method of a successful person, absolutely foolproof. "Alright, let's do this. I'll go negotiate with the Slaughtered Devil King and the Poison Nightmare first." The Faceless Ghost King stood up and bade farewell to the Goat Horn Demon King. In the following days, he negotiated with the Slaughtered Devil King and the Poison Centipede Demon King. Without a doubt, these 2 Demon Kings were also very interested in the new world, believing that it was a huge opportunity. The 2 Demon Kings agreed to work together with the Faceless Ghost King to set out for Azure Sun City and exterminate that otherworld human. At this moment, the people of Azure Sun City didn't know that they were about to face a calamity. They also didn't know that 4 Demon King rank demons had their eyes on Azure Sun City and that the army was about to arrive. They were currently immersed in the joy of a new city. They felt incomparably safe, and it was many times more comfortable than the Azure Sun City that was ruled by Gao Ansheng. Chapter 1536. Whoosh! At that moment, in the depths of Xia Ping's purple mansion, the spiritual fire burned fiercely, almost covering every corner of the space. It was simply an earth-shattering sea of fire. But as he continued to compress it, the spiritual fire gathered together, compressed, condensed, and finally condensed into a sun, emitting endless heat. If such a spiritual fire exploded, it could instantly burn a large number of nether ghosts. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. One after another, the magical talismans also appeared in the depths of the Zifu space. The North Dark Body Protection Art, the Sun God Fist, the Star Attracting Art, the Azure the Arch Longevity Art, the Chaos Thunder Technique and other martial arts magical powers all appeared. These mystical talismans were guided by his consciousness into the depths of the sun's core. At that moment, the sun formed by the spiritual fire seemed to have turned into a furnace. The temperature reached tens of thousands of degrees, and even hundreds of thousands of degrees, crazily calcining these mystical talismans. Melt. Xia Ping used the pure yang immortal art and continuously calcined the mystical talismans. Immediately, the mystical talismans melted one by one, turning into a dark golden liquid. Mysterious runes and ancient characters flowed in the depths of the liquid. It was unfathomable. Under the perception of his divine sense, the powerful mystical powers in his body merged into one. Slowly, the dark golden liquid condensed and gradually formed a huge golden core. Immediately, he felt the magic power in the depths of his body surge wildly into this golden core. Like a black hole, it devoured all the energy in his body, as if it would not stop until he was sucked dry. If it was an ordinary golden core, the magic power in his body would be completely enough to supply it. The problem was that this golden core was really too big. It was like a rock ball with a diameter of 30 to 40 meters. If it was an ordinary golden core, the golden core would at most be the size of a cobblestone. A slightly talented warrior would be the size of an egg, and a monster would be the size of a fist. But now, Xia Ping's golden core was frighteningly big. It had a diameter of 40 meters. To successfully condense such a golden core, the amount of energy needed was not something ordinary people could imagine. Fortunately, the green ox had refined the precious mystical pill in time. This was enough to make up for the energy he lacked to condense the golden core. Mystical pill. Without another word, Xia Ping felt an emptiness in his body. He knew that this was a critical moment. He could not be stingy. He immediately threw the mystical pill into his mouth and quickly refined and swallowed it. Rumble, a total of 20 divine ability pills entered his stomach and were rapidly refined by the sun furnace in his stomach. Instantly, a vast amount of energy gushed out, surging forth like a vast ocean. What a dense medicinal power! Xia Ping was shocked. He had taken many pills in the past, but none of them contained as much energy as the divine ability pill. It was simply extraordinary. However, this was to be expected. Just 20 golden cores alone were equivalent to the lifetime essence energy of 20 golden cores. Coupled with the assistance of the green ox and various precious spirit herbs, the medicinal effects of the divine powers elixir were more than doubled according to the ratio. If one had to put it in perspective, the 20 divine elixirs were equivalent to the essence of at least 40 golden cores. Now that all of that energy had been devoured and refined by Xia Ping, one could imagine how massive the energy would be. He could not help but rejoice that he managed to kill some golden cores and snatch away their golden cores. Otherwise, how could he have obtained so many divine power elixirs to assist him in advancing to the golden core realm? Devour. Xia Ping used the pure yang immortal technique and felt that the golden core in the depths of his purple mansion was greedily devouring the massive energy like an insatiable taotai. This caused the golden core to undergo a miraculous change. It was originally in a liquid state and hadn't stabilized yet. If there wasn't enough energy to stabilize the golden core state, it might completely collapse. This would also cause Xia Ping's consciousness to collapse and he would die. Therefore, the process of forming the golden core was actually a dangerous process and one couldn't be careless at all. This was why there were so few golden cores, and even in the entire universe, they were considered experts. But with enough energy, the process of forming the golden core wouldn't be interrupted. After an unknown period of time, Xia Ping was immersed in the process of forming the golden core. Gradually, the golden core stabilized and turned from a liquid state to a solid state. Dong! Suddenly, Xia Ping's body shook. When the energy of the divine powers elixir was completely devoured, the golden core in his body reached the perfected realm and stabilized. Golden core realm. Without a doubt, Xia Ping had finally stepped into the golden core realm. He felt that his body was filled with unparalleled power. It seemed that all his dermic powers and divine powers had merged into one. If he had to use the divine powers before, he would need to use his consciousness to outline the divine powers array, and it would take some effort. But after forming the golden core, he didn't need to do so and could use it instantly. When he was in the true fire realm, he could only use one divine powers at a time. But after forming the divine powers, he could use 2 or 3 divine powers at the same time. He could use the sun god fist with his left hand and the lightning fist with his right. Such power was many times stronger than the true fire realm. This is the golden core. Xia Ping's eyes lit up and his consciousness was immersed in the depths of his purple mansion. At this moment, the golden core formed by countless divine powers and talismans was like a sun that hung high in the sky. Previously, the sun in the Zifu space was only illusory, but now, it had condensed into substance, as if a real sun had been born. Moreover, this golden Dan was dark gold, emitting a noble, ancient, and warm radiance, illuminating the ages and traversing the void. This golden core was even bigger than before. It seemed that during the process of forming the golden core, it had grown a lot bigger. Its diameter had already reached 50 meters. It was so big that it was scary. Even the hardness of a peerless spirit weapon was probably only at this level compared to this golden core. He could totally use this golden core as a Dharma treasure and smash someone to death in an instant. What a powerful divine powers! Xia Ping could feel that this dark golden core had produced an inexplicable wave. Deep inside the golden core, there were many divine powers, such as lightning, fire, trees, stars, ice, demonic chi, and so on. It was as if all the divine powers had been combined and completely condensed. He felt that in an instant, he could release multiple divine powers. The power of his divine powers had increased exponentially. He could even feel that there was a god living in the depths of the golden core. This god was none other than himself. It was his soul. He could feel that if the golden core continued to grow stronger, his soul would also undergo a transformation. It would break out of the golden core and condense into an essence spirit. Chapter 1537. The purple mansion space has also expanded. Xia Ping's divine sense was immersed in the purple mansion space. He found that the purple mansion space was many times larger than before. Its diameter had reached 1,000,000 kilometers, which was equivalent to a small world. The purple mansion space had also undergone earth-shaking changes. The land area had increased, the sea area had increased, and even the depths of the space exuded a rich aura of vitality. There were actually plants growing. Perhaps because of the golden core and the tree of world, the purple mansion space had turned into a spatial world that could allow life to survive, turning illusion into reality. If it continued to grow, the purple mansion space might turn into a real secret world. My divine sense has also expanded. Xia Ping felt that his divine sense power was also extremely powerful. It could instantly cover 1,000,000 kilometers, no matter how big or small it was. In his previous life, the diameter of the Earth was only 12,000 kilometers. Now, his divine sense had covered 1,000,000 kilometers, which was equivalent to covering the diameter of 100 Earths. Of course, this divine sense range was nothing for the vast universe, but it was quite shocking and unimaginable for a golden core perfected master. Xia Ping felt that his strength had increased more than 10 times after advancing to the golden core realm. If he were to deal with the previous him, he could kill him with one finger. One could imagine how many benefits he had gained from advancing to the golden core realm. I'm so hungry. Suddenly, Xia Ping felt that his body was empty, as if he hadn't eaten for 10 days and 10 nights. Condensing the golden core just now had exhausted all his dermic powers. Even the energy of 20 divine power pills could only provide him with the energy to condense the golden core. This also caused him to have no dermic powers in his body at the moment. Boom! Xia Ping activated the pure yang immortal art. This was the first time he had cultivated after advancing to the golden core realm. Immediately, his body seemed to turn into the center of a huge vortex. The essence qi of heaven and earth within a radius of 10,000 miles was attracted. Endless essence qi surged towards the center of Xia Ping's body and was completely devoured. The dermic powers in his body also increased at a speed visible to the naked eye. Wisps of essence qi were absorbed into the depths of the purple mansion. They quickly turned into liquid and turned into water, filling every corner of the purple mansion space. At this moment, the entire Qingyang city had also undergone earth-shaking changes because Xia Ping's cultivation state was too shocking. Where he cultivated in seclusion, a red cloud with a diameter of 1,000 miles gathered in the sky above the city lord mansion. The clouds quickly gathered and covered the sky. Many strange phenomena appeared in the depths of the clouds. There seemed to be a heavenly dragon flying in the sky and roaring at the sky. There was a Kunpeng roaming in the sky, appearing and disappearing from time to time. There was a hell golden crow flying across the sky, illuminating the world. There was a thunder god holding a spear and controlling the heavenly punishment. Such phenomena appeared one after another, and it was like a legend or an epic. Heavens! Why is there such a phenomenon? It must be the city lord. It must be the work of the city lord. I see. If it's the city lord, then there shouldn't be any problem. As expected of the city lord. To be honest, I suspect that the city lord is a descendant of the gods. Yang City Ping, everyone mansion Chi. Yang City Chi in Yang City mansion space. Chi, the mansion lord mansion of star. Ping, everyone in Green Sun City was stunned by this sudden omen. They had never expected to see such a phenomenon. Every phenomenon that appeared shocked them inexplicably. But they weren't worried. Too many things had happened in the past few days, and they were already used to it. Wait. Look. The essence qi is so dense. Yes. The essence qi is gathering together and compressing. Oh my God. It's condensing into spirit liquid. This is a rare treasure. Quick. Bring out pots and pans and fill them with spirit liquid. If we miss this opportunity, we won't get another one. All of a sudden, the residents of Green Sun City felt the natural energy of heaven and earth grow dozens of times denser than before. It condensed into a solid liquid, and a rain of spiritual energy began to fall. Many weeds and small flowers grew rapidly on the ground. They were lush and lush. All the residents felt as if they were bathing in the spiritual rain. The injuries and illnesses on their bodies all disappeared, and they even felt as if they were cultivating under such circumstances. They seemed to be advancing at a tremendous pace, and their efficiency was extremely high. They immediately knew that this was the legendary spirit liquid. They felt that it was a miracle and a gift from God. They all went crazy and rushed home to take out pots and pans to fill the spirit liquid that fell from the sky. To them, it was no different from money falling from the sky. All of them were extremely grateful to Xia Ping. They knelt down and prayed. What's going on? Why is there such a phenomenon? The phenomenon started in the city lord mansion. It's probably Lord Xia's doing. I heard that Lord Xia was cultivating in seclusion to break through. Is this what happens after Lord Xia breaks through? Oh my God. Lord Xia was only at True Fire Realm. He just broke through to Golden Core Realm. I've never heard of such a phenomenon happening when someone breaks through to Golden Core Realm. I hope nothing happens to Lord Xia. Otherwise, Qingyang City will be in danger. Don't worry. This phenomenon is an auspicious sign. Lord Xia has already succeeded. There's no problem with his cultivation. Gu Bo and the others naturally noticed that the phenomenon started in the city lord mansion. Moreover, the center of the phenomenon was the city lord mansion. There was no doubt that it was Xia Ping's doing. Although Xia Ping had only been the city lord of Qingyang City for a few days, they were filled with extreme reverence for him. Xia Ping had brought them hope for survival. This was something that the previous city lord, Gao Ansheng, could not compare to. In particular, the changes in Qingyang City were visible to the naked eye. Originally, it was just a dilapidated city, but after the construction of intelligent engineering robots, it had now become a real super city, incomparably prosperous. In fact, because of the existence of the pure yang evil punishing formation, no dark ghost dared to appear in Green Sun City. Until now, there had been no news of any dark ghost harming people. This made Green Sun City an extremely safe city, and it was unprecedentedly safe. And all of this was brought about by Xia Ping. In this chaotic, doomsday-like world, there was nothing that could compare to safety. If the other human cities found out about what had happened in Qingyang City, there would probably be countless people swarming over there. Therefore, Gu Bo and the others' reverence was sincere. However, Xia Ping did not know what was happening in the outside world. He was immersed in the process of consolidating his cultivation. Chapter 1538. City Lord, you've come out of seclusion. Xia Ping had just come out when a soldier noticed him and asked in surprise. Yes. How has Qingyang City been recently? Xia Ping nodded. The soldier immediately said in admiration, thanks to the city lord, everything is fine in Qingyang City. People live and work in peace and contentment, and there are no more incidents of dark ghosts harming people. Everyone has enough to eat and wear. In this apocalyptic world, having enough to eat and wear was like living in heaven. Before Xia Ping had come, he had never imagined such a world. Even if it was a dream, he wanted to keep dreaming. Very good. Xia Ping was very satisfied. He had not caused any trouble in his seclusion, which was naturally a very good thing. Suddenly, he looked up. Within the range of his divine sense, there were 4 powerful waves of demonic qi attacking hundreds of thousands of kilometers away from Qingyang City. They were practically monstrous. The most terrifying of them all was the aura of the dark ghosts. It was as if they had come out in full force. It was not the 1,000 dark ghosts that had attacked him before, but 20 to 30,000. It could be said that Mount Formless had come out in full force. Their leader was naturally the Formless Ghost King. He gave off an abyss-like aura and was at least at the early stage of the returning nature realm. Apart from that, there were also 3 demon auras, each no weaker than the dark ghosts. They were clearly helpers invited by the Formless Ghost King to attack Qingyang City together. There were also Demon King-level experts among these demons, no weaker than the Formless Ghost King. There's been no movement for so long. I thought these dark ghosts were afraid and had given up on revenge. I didn't expect them to be mobilizing their forces. Interesting. Xia Ping rubbed his chin. But they've come at a good time. I can use this opportunity to capture all these dark ghosts and demons in one fell swoop. Then everything within 1,000,000 kilometers will probably be completely safe. If he had only been at the true fire realm, perhaps he would have been a little wary of these Demon King-level experts. But after advancing to the Golden Core realm, his strength had increased more than tenfold. Not only was he not afraid, he was even eager to try. If he could kill these dark ghosts and demons, it would definitely bring him endless benefits. He had just advanced to the Golden Core realm and lacked the energy of the dark ghosts and demons. This was a perfect pillow for him to sleep on. City Lord, did something happen? The soldier next to him frowned when he saw Xia Ping. Xia Ping said indifferently, something major has indeed happened. I can sense that the nether ghost and fiendish demon armies are attacking. Immediately summon the generals and close the city gates to prepare for battle. What? Hearing this, the surrounding soldiers were shocked. They didn't know how Xia Ping knew about these things from the city lord's mansion, but they knew that the city lord had no reason to lie. If the army of dark ghosts and the army of Yamo really attacked, then today would be the day of destruction for Green Sun City. They had only had a few good days. How could they tolerate the destruction of the Yama and dark ghosts? Yes, City Lord. He hurriedly rang the alarm bell of the city lord's mansion, gathered all the generals, mobilized the army, closed the city gates, evacuated the citizens, and activated the heaven and earth formation in the city. 2 hours later, Xia Ping and the generals of Green Sun City had all ascended the city gates. Many elite soldiers were scattered around the city walls, weapons in hand, ready for battle. All the citizens were evacuated and arranged to enter the secret passageways of Green Sun City to avoid being affected by the battle. If anything was wrong, they could quickly escape through the secret passageways. Rumble at this moment, yellow sand billowed in the distance. Demonic chi filled the sky, covering the earth and sky. Demonic clouds covered the sky, as if the entire world had been corroded by the demonic chi. This world had turned into a world of darkness and purgatory. All the soldiers could feel the ground tremble violently, and then they heard savage voices. "Ha, little ones, we're here. We're finally here. The human city of Green Sun City is just ahead. I heard that there are millions of humans ahead. It looks like we're in luck today. Those humans are all mine. No one can stop me. Otherwise, they will die. Pitiful humans. I can almost see myself tearing apart their fragile bodies and listening to their cries. Blood, cries, war, slaughter, pain, despair. This is the world that we demons want to bring. Kill, kill, kill. Kill all these humans." Numerous demons the size of small mountains ran over, shaking the heavens and earth. With every step they took, the earth would crack and deep pits would be formed. Their imposing manner was terrifying, causing the legs of the onlookers to go soft. There were many demons, and they were split into 3 groups: goat horn demons, slaughter demons, and poison nightmares. Each demon army had 20 to 30,000 soldiers, and they were practically all elites. Among them, the goat horn demons wielded mountain-splitting axes. Their movements were slow, but they had boundless strength like giants. They wore black armor and were like heavy tanks, full of threat. The slaughter demons didn't have any weapons on them, but they had sharp claws. Their entire bodies were weapons that glowed with cold light. These claws were not inferior to any divine weapon, and a light claw could tear through steel. The most terrifying were the poison nightmares. They were like centipedes, and they constantly slithered over. They were sparse, and each one was 2 to 3 meters long. They were also extremely poisonous and emitted poisonous gas. As long as one was touched by the poisonous gas on their bodies, they would be poisoned to death in less than 10 breaths. We've finally reached Green Sun City. It's said that there's a human inside that can counter us dark ghosts. He even killed over 1,000 of our dark ghost brothers. This is a great enmity, a deep hatred, a blood feud. That human must die. No matter what background or power he has, he must die. No one can save him. What dark ghost nemesis? What a joke. Even a human dares to say such a thing. No one in this world can counter us. Today, the humans of Green Sun City will be completely annihilated. We'll make them regret being so stupid as to oppose us. We'll give those humans fear and despair. We'll make them feel the terror of us dark ghosts. Terrifying dark ghosts appeared one after another. They flew in the air, bringing with them dark clouds. They laughed cruelly, seeming to draw out the deepest fear in the humans' hearts. Moreover, it wasn't just 1 or 2 dark ghosts, but 20 to 30,000. The Green Sun City soldiers had never seen so many dark ghosts before. It was like they were in hell. Heavens! Gubo and the others trembled, their legs shaking. Even though they were very confident in Green Sun City's defenses, facing so many demons and dark ghosts, they could not help but feel a wave of despair. Let alone 4 groups of demons working together, even a single group could destroy Green Sun City dozens of times over. Chapter 1539. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Just as the army of demons and dark ghosts approached Qingyang City, four imposing figures appeared in the air. They were the Faceless Ghost King, the Poisonous Centipede Demon King, the Slaughter Demon King, and the Goat Horn Demon King. Is this the human city? How insignificant. It's just a human city. To think that we four demon kings would need to take action. Isn't this making a mountain out of a molehill? You think too highly of these humans, the Slaughter Demon King said arrogantly. He felt that he alone was enough to destroy Qingyang City. There was no need for the other demon kings to join forces. They're indeed weak. In such a large city, only the city lord is at the Golden Elixir realm. The rest are at most at the True Fire realm. There's no need for us demon kings to take action against such insignificant figures. Just the soldiers alone can slaughter them dozens of times over, the Poisonous Centipede Demon King said with a sinister laugh. His eyes were filled with disdain, filled with viciousness and viciousness. It's better to be safe than sorry. Besides, this human has too many secrets. No matter how cautious we are, we can't be too careful, the Faceless Ghost King said indifferently. He did not care at all about the two demon kings' disdain. Human. At this moment, the Goat Horn Demon King stood up and shouted angrily, I am the Goat Horn Demon King. I order you to kneel immediately and beg for mercy. Hand over Qingyang City with both hands, as well as your many treasures. Don't even think about resisting. Against the four armies of demons and dark ghosts, you have no chance. You'll be reduced to dust in an instant. You'll die without a complete corpse, and blood will flow like a river. There's only one path before you, and that's to be slaves. You can't even die. If I, the Goat Horn Demon King, don't let you die, none of you can die. He exuded a terrifying murderous aura. His demonic might filled the sky, almost enveloping the entire city and suppressing the world. Demons. Gu Bo stood up. You want us to surrender? Dream on. We won't surrender even if we die. We'd rather die in glory than live in dishonor. Even if you kill us, we'll break your teeth before we die. It'll be a great loss. His gaze was extremely determined. It was nothing more than death. He was not threatened by these demons at all. The soldiers of Qingyang City also gripped their weapons tightly. At this moment, they had no choice but to fight to the death. How dare you? The Goat Horn Devil King was enraged. Ants like you, lowly slaves, dare to dream of making us suffer heavy losses? What a joke. You don't even know your own worth. It was enraged to the extreme. In its eyes, when the army of demons and monsters arrived, these humans should be trembling in fear, crawling on the ground, kneeling and surrendering, becoming slaves, not daring to resist, or even waiting to be slaughtered. But now, he actually dared to boast shamelessly and boldly, saying that he would make them suffer heavy losses and make them lose a mouthful of teeth before he died. He was simply boundlessly arrogant. Could it be that the threat of the demons was so weak that even small humans did not take them seriously? Was it because the demons were usually too kind that this group of insignificant humans had forgotten the horror of demons? It swore that it would bathe Qingyang City in blood today and slaughter everyone in the city. It wanted to show these humans who looked down on fiendish demons what true terror was. Stop chattering here. You're just a fiendish demon, yet you dare to bark here. I've killed more fiendish demons than you've walked. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back. I'll give you 3 breaths to think about it. Immediately retreat and surrender. Otherwise, none of you will leave today. It'll be my loss if even one of you survives. Arrogant human, today this king will make you wish you were dead, wish you were dead. The Goat Horn Devil King's lungs were about to explode. It had never seen a human who dared to speak to it. Now, its killing intent was boiling. Even without the cooperation with Faceless Ghostly King, it would still kill these humans. Goat Horn Devil King, don't be anxious. Faceless Ghostly King stopped the Goat Horn Devil King from attacking. This human is vicious and cunning. He's trying to goad you into fighting him head-on. We can't fall for it. Moreover, this human city is very strange. It wasn't like this before. It was probably modified by this mysterious human. It's said that he even set up a heaven and earth array with boundless power. If we rashly enter, even if we are powerful, we might suffer a small loss. Why don't we send some soldiers to probe and see what trump cards he has? It's just a human city. It's as weak as an ant. What trump cards does it have? The goat-horned devil king sneered. Faceless ghostly king said indifferently, it's good that he doesn't have any trump cards. Just the soldiers alone can flatten this city. Why not? It'll save us from wasting our strength. Makes sense. You're right. They're just small humans. There's no need for this king to make a move. Just the soldiers alone can kill them dozens of times. The goat-horned devil king wasn't an idiot. It knew what faceless ghostly king was afraid of. After all, the other party was a human from another world. Who knew what trump cards they had? They might be able to harm them. Hearing this, it didn't insist on its opinion. Instead, it readily accepted the advice. Children, let's go and flatten this human city. Kill every single one of these humans. Don't leave a single one alive. Faceless ghostly king, venomous centipede devil king, killing devil king, and goat-horned devil king immediately gave the order. When the demons heard this, they immediately cheered. Kiki, foolish humans. I gave you a chance, but you didn't surrender. Foolish to the extreme. Let's go. Tear the city wall apart. Kill all the humans inside. Kill. 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 One after another, the demons roared. There were at least 100,000 of them. Although their numbers were far inferior to the human army, the individual strength of this group of demons was too strong. One of them could fight dozens of humans. Especially the dark ghosts. They were the bane of humans. One of them could easily kill hundreds of humans. Rumble, they rushed over from all directions, like a tidal wave drowning the earth. Those demons are coming. Gubo and the others were extremely nervous. They felt as if their blood was frozen by the killing intent that was everywhere in the air. Earth Black Tortoise Formation. Xia Ping sneered. He immediately activated another heaven and earth formation in Qingyang City. This was a defensive formation. It absorbed the power of earth from the depths of the earth and formed a black tortoise-like defensive energy shield. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to break the defense of this heaven and earth formation. In an instant, a large formation rose from the depths of the earth. Countless earth element aura spread out from the depths of the earth, covering the entire Qingyang City at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this moment, Qingyang City was covered by a huge energy shield. It looked like the patterns of a black tortoise's shell. There were countless earth element runes flowing on it. It was earthy yellow and extremely thick. Bam! Bam! Chapter 1540. Gubo and the rest were shocked. The collision of tens of thousands of demons was about to flip the entire Qingyang City upside down. But with the Earth Black Tortoise formation, this place was impregnable. The entire city seemed to be rooted deep into the ground, absorbing the power of the earth continuously. Although the collision of tens of thousands of demons was frightening, it was still unable to shake the defense of the Earth Black Tortoise formation. It remained unmoved and was blocked outside the formation. What a strong defensive formation! Gubo and the rest were overjoyed. They had not expected the formation that Xia Ping had set up to be able to withstand the collision of tens of thousands of demons. Such a shocking impact was still unable to shake the formation in the slightest. Instantly, they felt extremely safe. They believed that with the defense of this formation, these demons would not be able to hurt them much in the short term. They would not be able to break through the defense of the city either. As expected, there's something strange about this human. To think that he could set up a heaven and earth formation to stop our attack. The faceless ghostly king narrowed its eyes. It felt that it was right to be cautious. If they entered the city recklessly, the dark ghosts and demons might be heavily injured and suffer heavy losses. Strange my ass. Does that human think that he can stop the power of us demons with just a defensive formation? What a joke. Let's see if this defensive array formation can withstand tens of thousands of fiendish demons. Let's see if it can withstand hundreds of thousands of fiendish demons. All of you, attack. Tear this city apart. The goat-horned demon king roared. He was displeased that the attacks of so many demons had failed. He immediately gave the order for the demons to attack together and tear apart the defensive formation. He wanted to teach this human a lesson. Rumble the hundreds of thousands of demons roared angrily, as though they were angered by the actions of Qingyang City. A small human city wanted to stop them? That was a fool's dream. They split into 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, and attacked Qingyang City. As long as one of them was breached, only death awaited Qingyang City. I've been tricked. Xia Ping's lips curled into a cold smirk. He had been waiting for this group of demons to attack Qingyang City together. This was the perfect opportunity to wipe them all out. Destiny Treasure, Bell of Chaos. In an instant, a dark golden bell appeared above Xia Ping's head. It seemed to have a chaotic aura flowing around it, and there were many mysterious heaven and earth spirit designs appearing on its surface. Furthermore, when Xia Ping advanced to the Golden Core realm, the dermic powers in his body also tempered the Chaos Bell, increasing its quality and power significantly. Compared to before, it couldn't be mentioned in the same breath. Under Xia Ping's control, the Bell of Chaos immediately shook left and right, and a heaven and earth matrix appeared in his body. Each matrix imprint was like an imprint of the Great Path, resonating with heaven and earth. At the same time, the boundless heaven-earth baneful aura in a radius of 5,000 kilometers, even in the depths of the void, was absorbed into the Chaos Bell and entered the center of the heaven-earth array. Clang clang clang. With the Bell of Chaos as the center, it immediately produced a powerful sound wave that swept in all directions, covering a radius of thousands of miles. The sound of the bell was like the sound of the Great Tao. It was crisp and pleasant, resounding throughout the world. When the residents of Qingyang City heard this sound, they felt as if they had received a baptism. It was like a morning bell that could wake them up from their days and allow them to enter a state of enlightenment. It could even temper their physique. Each time it rang, they felt their bodies relax, as if all the impurities in their bodies were being expelled. But to the many demons and dark ghosts, this was the sound of death. It contained a terrifying sound wave power that was like the tide of the sea, condensing into a tangible substance that wildly destroyed their bodies. Whether it was the demons with tough bodies that were impervious to weapons or the dark ghosts that could hide in the void, they all let out miserable screams when they felt the sound wave power. Bang 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 bang. The goat horn demon, the slaughter demon, and the poison nightmare demon's bodies were immediately corroded by the terrifying sound wave. Their bodies shook back and forth thousands of times, destroying and shattering their organs. They couldn't withstand such destructive power at all. Their bodies exploded and turned into meat paste. The dark ghosts were the same. They felt that this sound wave was like a demonic sound entering their ears and a baneful aura entering their bodies. It constantly shook them, and even their consciousness was rapidly being obliterated. This was like the sound of a Buddhist bell, suppressing the dark ghosts and obliterating their consciousness. If the dark ghosts had no consciousness, then their bodies would dissipate and they would die completely. Not good. Run. Retreat. Retreat immediately. Seeing this, the faceless ghost king immediately shouted, its expression changing. It could feel the terror of this Dharma treasure. It could ignore defenses and dark ghosts, directly reach their bodies and invade their souls. This was the bane of demons and dark ghosts. The weaker dark ghosts and demons would be killed in an instant. Their bodies would explode and they would die without a whole corpse. No, no, no. Great King, save me, save me. Damned humans. My head hurts, it hurts so much. No, spare me, spare me. Don't ring any more. One by one, the dark ghosts and demons cried for their fathers and mothers. They sensed a fatal danger. They had attacked Green Sun City as quickly as they retreated from the city. They wished their parents had given them more legs as they fled the range of the Bell of Primal Chaos. Only when these dark ghosts and demons were 100 miles away from Green Sun City could the Bell of Primal Chaos no longer harm them. But even so, the ringing of the Bell of Primal Chaos had caused more than 70% of them to die. Large numbers of demon corpses fell around Green Sun City, dripping with blood. It was like a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. Damned human. The Goathorn Demon King, the Annihilation Demon King, the Venomous Centipede Demon King, and the Faceless Ghost King had faces as black as charcoal. They were inwardly furious and wanted nothing more than to tear Xia Ping to pieces. Because of their momentary carelessness, more than 70% of the demons and dark ghosts had died. They had suffered heavy losses. It had to be known that obtaining so many elite soldiers would require a great deal of time and effort. But now they were all gone, killed by that human. One could imagine the hatred in their hearts. They even wanted to slaughter Green Sun City. Many of the nether ghosts and demons were terrified to the extreme. Previously, they had been relaxed, thinking that this was just a casual war, a massacre, similar to how they had dealt with humans in the past. But the death of 70% of their companions completely woke them up. The city before them, no, the human before them, was completely different from the opponents they had encountered before. They were not on the same level at all. If they had been careless, they really would have been completely wiped out. Chapter 1541. Lord Xia is really too powerful. Gu Bo and the others cheered in excitement. They watched the scene unfold before them in disbelief. Those dark ghosts and fiendish demons had been so arrogant just now. There were hundreds of thousands of them, and they looked like they were going to flatten Qingyang City and wipe them all out. But now that the Bell of Chaos had rung, they immediately pissed their pants in fear and fled at a speed they had never seen before. Even so, they could not escape. At least 70% of the soldiers had died, and a large number of corpses were left at the bottom of the city walls. They piled up like a mountain, and the ground was littered with corpses. They had never seen so many fiendish demons and dark ghosts die. Without a doubt, even if they died now, it would be an epic victory. You're pretty fast at running. Xia Ping stood on the city tower and looked down with his hands behind his back at the group of fiendish demons. Didn't you want to slaughter Qingyang City just now? You were so arrogant. Why are you all running now? You. Hearing this, the group of fiendish demons was infuriated. They were not idiots and could naturally hear Xia Ping's sarcastic tone. He was clearly mocking their arrogance. You're not convinced? If you have the guts, continue attacking Qingyang City. If I can let even one of you escape this time, it'll be my loss. Xia Ping glanced sideways at the group of fiendish demons. Many fiendish demons looked at the Bell of Chaos above Xia Ping's head and could not help but shiver with lingering fear. If the Bell of Chaos continued to ring, the remaining 30% of fiendish demons and dark ghosts would probably be jolted to death. They could not resist the power of the sound waves at all. Even the physical defenses they were so proud of could not stop the sound waves at all. They instantly seeped into their lungs and destroyed their organs. Foolish human, you have completely infuriated me. The Goathorn Demon King stood up, his eyes burning with rage. Do you think you can stop us fiendish demons with a single Dharma treasure? What a joke. Today, I will let you know that no matter what you do, you will not escape death. Whoosh. In the blink of an eye, it held a black mountain-splitting axe in its hand, and its mountain-sized body came crashing down with a terrifying aura. Immediately, the axe chopped down from mid-air. The power of this axe was earth-shattering. It had the power to carry a mountain, tearing apart the air in a radius of 1,000 miles, creating a vacuum zone. It was as if even the earth would be torn in half in an instant. Clearly, the goat-horned demon king couldn't take it anymore. It personally took action, wanting to crush this human Xiaoping and completely erase this city. Even with its power of the returning truth realm, it could easily kill these humans. It didn't need its subordinates at all. Huh? Xiaoping could feel the terror of this axe. If it was chopped down by the opponent, then the Earth-Black Tortoise formation would not be able to withstand it and would be chopped into two halves. This was the power of the returning nature realm. With the power of the primordial spirit, one could easily mobilize the qi of heaven and earth to cover a radius of thousands of kilometers. One could even communicate with the energy in the depths of the dimension, allowing a returning truth realm martial artist to have infinite combat power. Lightning Fist. In the blink of an eye, Xiaoping soared into the air and punched out, condensing the tyrannical lightning energy in his body. His punch penetrated through the air, causing lightning runes to appear everywhere. It was like a beam of light that tore apart the darkness of the night. Dong! The fist and the giant axe collided, producing earth-shattering power. The air condensed into a substance, turning into sound waves that spread out in all directions, causing the ground to crack. The aftershocks even reached the sky above Qingyang City, constantly bombarding the Earth-Black Tortoise formation. The originally sturdy energy shield that could withstand the attacks of tens of thousands of demons actually had cracks appearing at this moment. Of course, it was just a moment's work. The formation quickly operated and repaired the cracks. As long as the defensive formation wasn't destroyed instantly, the formation would be able to recover quickly and maintain its strongest defense. What a strong power! Xiaoping stood in mid-air, facing off against the goat-horned demon king. He could feel the terror of the axe just now. The strength of the goat-horned demon king was already comparable to some races that were born with godly strength. Moreover, the opponent's defense was extremely strong. Even the power of lightning was blocked. Without a doubt, the opponent was an extremely terrifying demon. This human isn't simple. The goat-horned demon king's expression was solemn. It could also feel the terror of Xiaoping's punch just now. Xiaoping's martial realm was a level lower than its, and he shouldn't be its match at all. But this punch contained the terrifying power of lightning. It even passed through the giant axe and bombarded its body. If not for its strong body and terrifying resistance, ordinary demons would have been smashed to smithereens instantly. Goat-horned demon king, I'll help you. In an instant, the poison centipede demon king attacked as well. Its body wriggled as it attacked Xiaoping. Whoosh! It immediately spat out a blob of venom from its mouth, turning into a black mist that covered 100 miles. Immediately, heavy rain fell, and every raindrop contained terrifying venom. When these raindrops landed on the ground, they instantly corroded a huge pit. Even the rocks were instantly melted, and at the same time, wisps of black smoke were emitted. Even the black smoke contained poison that could poison dozens of elephants to death. Go to hell, human! The Annihilation Demon King attacked as well. Its sharp claws pounced over like a tiger or leopard. The sharp claws tore through the sky, bursting with rays of black light. These rays of light tore through the void like death rays, containing the power of destruction. This was the slicing power unique to the Annihilation Demon King. There was nothing it couldn't cut. If it advanced to a higher demon realm, this power could even cut through space. But even if it didn't have such a realm now, just this slicing power alone wouldn't be able to block even a middle-grade defensive spirit artifact. It would be sliced into countless pieces in an instant. Appearance, sound, smell, taste, touch, life, bad, male, female. These are called the 10 phases, also known as formless. Human, fall into endless illusions. The formless demon king chanted softly as if it was chanting scriptures from hell. Layers of unique mental waves emanated from its body, seemingly distorting reality and affecting the mind, forming a region. In this region, many illusions immediately appeared. Some illusions had many beautiful women in revealing clothes, constantly seducing. Some had countless evil ghosts with hideous faces, biting and tearing, as if they had fallen into the Avicii hell. Some had raging flames, like a flaming hell, burning the soul. Such illusions appeared, constantly affecting Xia Ping's soul, trying to make him fall into an illusion forever. This was the terrifying ability of the formless demon king. It could make an entire region fall into an illusion. Often, people who fell into it would die silently and be devoured by it. Chapter 1542. Xia Ping immediately sensed the power of the faceless ghostly king's illusions. It was as if he had fallen into an endless illusion and everything around him was extremely real. He thought that he had been pulled into the world of hell. The scorching flames around him continued to rise in temperature. Even his skin could feel the heat. Beautiful women with voluptuous figures appeared one after another. Their skin was fair and smooth like silk. Even the fragrance they gave off was so wonderful and captivating. All of this was extremely real and there were no flaws. Boom! At this moment, the blood in his body boiled and a flame surged out from the depths of his soul. Instantly, these illusions were burned to ashes. It was as if a huge hole had been burned through a world. Although this bit of power of illusions was strong, it was still unable to fool the senses of the Golden Crow of Hell. But it had to be said that if he did not have the bloodline of the Golden Crow of Hell, he might really have fallen for the faceless ghostly king's tricks. In a life-and-death battle, as long as one was distracted for a moment, they would be dead. The power of illusions of the faceless ghostly king was truly a terrifying move to plot against the enemy. What a powerful power of illusions! However, it still can't do anything to me. Break! Xia Ping's eyes lit up. Endless flames swirled in the depths of his pupils as he let out a furious roar. Mystique of the dragon race, 7 Malice Dragon Roar. In an instant, a terrifying malevolent aura surged out from his body and gushed out from his throat. He let out a roar that was like the birth of a heavenly dragon. There was an earth-shattering sound that could destroy everything. Such a sound wave could not only destroy physical matter, but it could also destroy the soul and penetrate the essence. Bang bang bang. In an instant, the illusions around him shattered like glass. The faceless ghostly king also suffered a backlash and was sent flying. It let out a tragic cry and was severely injured. It felt as if its soul had been smashed by a heavy hammer. Go to hell, human! The poisonous centipede demon king roared angrily. Although Xia Ping and the faceless ghostly king had fought for a long time in the illusion, only a moment had passed in reality. The venom on its body rained down on Xia Ping's body. It covered everything like a world-destroying venomous rain. As long as one was hit by the venom, their entire body would be corroded. In fact, if the venom invaded one's body, it would rapidly destroy one's vitality. Sun God Fist. Xia Ping took a step forward and punched the void. The fire energy in his body surged into his fist, condensing into a profound heaven and earth grand array. It was as if all the fire essence was condensed together. Vaguely, there seemed to be a golden crow of hell appearing in the depths of the flames. It spread its wings, raised its head to the sky, and let out a long cry. It was like a flame god that ruled over everything. Wisps of flames even condensed into flaming runes that contained the power to destroy heaven and earth. Dong! This punch seemed to be able to shatter the heavens and the earth. It pierced through the sky and dispersed the dark clouds in the sky. Endless flames burned everywhere. As soon as the venom came into contact with the power of the flames, it quickly dissolved the formation. Even the poisonous gas was purified and burned into powder, leaving nothing behind. The poisonous rain collapsed and was completely obliterated. Even when the fist force seeped into the poison centipede devil king's body, these flames seemed to have a mind of their own. They burned around the poison centipede devil king, burning away the demonic aura in its body. It let out a miserable shriek as it was sent flying back. It used all of its power and a large amount of demonic chi to just barely extinguish the power of the strange flames. However, it was still seriously injured. Ha! It's done, human, die for me. Just at this moment, the demon king of annihilation arrived. With a pair of sharp claws, its face was malevolent as it slashed out tens of black lines through the void, seeming as though it was about to slice the space apart, containing a boundless sharpness. Even the sword chi of the Sword Dao Grand Master is nothing compared to this cutting power. Dark North Body Protecting Technique. Xia Ping's mind moved at will, and the Dark North Body Protecting Technique was immediately activated. 108 layers of energy shields appeared on the surface of his body. Countless Kuan Peng runes swam, like an ocean, enveloping his body, forming a sphere. Bang bang bang. The cutting power of the Demon King of Slaughter blasted over and bombarded on the Dark North Body Protecting Technique, making a sizzling sound, and the layers of energy shields were easily torn apart. In just a few breaths, its claws actually tore through 100 layers of defensive energy shields, and it was only a little bit away from touching Xia Ping's body. But when it reached the 101st floor, the pitch-black claws were blocked, as if their power was exhausted, and they couldn't go in at all. Impossible. The Demon King of Slaughter said. My cutting power is invincible. I can even tear through a mid-grade defensive spirit item. Why can't I break through your energy art defenses? Are you kidding me? The Demon King of Slaughter simply couldn't accept the absurdity of the situation. Its offensive power was unparalleled, and even among the demon devils of hell, it was one of the strongest. But now, this human was using a defensive energy art to defend against it. That was something that left it feeling like it was on the verge of collapse. Xia Ping had no interest in wasting words with the Demon King of Slaughter, so he simply unleashed a palm strike. Immediately, the Demon King of Annihilation's body fell from the sky like a rag, as if he had been slapped by a giant. His body was heavily injured hundreds of times. Bam! Its entire body was slammed into the ground, creating a huge crater that was hundreds of meters deep. Shocking cracks appeared on the ground around it. Worst of all, its lungs were severely injured, and it coughed up a mouthful of blood. Exalted Devil King. The demons and dark ghosts were all shocked by this scene. They couldn't imagine such a scene. A mighty Demon King, a supreme existence, had actually appeared in front of them. Moreover, it was the joint attack of the four great demon kings. Yet, this human had so easily neutralized the attacks of the four great demon kings. He had even easily defeated the four great demon kings. They could not help but gulp as they looked at Xia Ping in the sky with incomparable horror. They felt that perhaps he was not a human, but a demon king from hell, just wearing human skin. Damned human. The faces of the goat-horned fiend king, the annihilation fiend king, the venomous centipede fiend king, and the faceless ghost king were extremely gloomy. At that moment, they were unable to restrain their anger. As fiend kings, they were actually beaten to such a state by a golden core realm human. It was simply a great humiliation. Although Xia Ping's attack had sent them flying and heavily injured them, given the powerful regenerative abilities of demons, they had recovered in a few breaths' time. This was one of the more terrifying characteristics of demons. Their regenerative abilities were many times stronger than humans. They were like geckos in the animal world. Even if they lost their limbs, given enough time, they could automatically regenerate them. Chapter 1543. That palm didn't kill you just now. You're still as lively as a tiger. Xia Ping saw the goat horn demon king, Slaughter Demon King, Venomous Centipede Demon King, and Faceless Demon King surround him again. Their auras were even more terrifying than before. They were clearly enraged. He couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. Human, you really are amazing. You can challenge us Demon Kings with a golden core body. To fight to this extent, you must have cultivated a treasured body among humans. Your chi and blood are so thick that it's scary. Just based on strength alone, you can contend against us, and even reach a level that surpasses us. The Goat Horn Demon King sneered. I have to say, you do have some skills, but that's as far as you can go. No matter how powerful humans are, there's a limit. In essence, you can't compare to us Demon Kings. So what if you can injure us? The recovery power of Demon Kings isn't something a puny human like you can imagine. As long as you don't kill us instantly, we can keep fighting and maintain our peak state at all times. But as a human, you don't have this kind of recovery power. There will come a time when your magic power is used up. That time will be the time of your death. You will die without a doubt. He looked down from above, confident of victory, and saw through Xia Ping's weakness. This human's body is very strange. It's a human treasure body. Everyone, don't eat it. If you can catch it and sell it in hell, you'll definitely make a fortune, enough to make up for all our losses. The Venomous Centipede Demon King's eyes showed a greedy look. This king can't guarantee that. He just hit this king with a palm. This king must tear him to pieces and take revenge. The Slaughter Demon King was furious. He felt that being hit by a puny human was the shame of his life. If the other Demon Kings knew about this, he would lose all face. I don't care. As long as I can kill him, anything is negotiable. The Faceless Demon King's face was gloomy. He felt that this human was extremely dangerous. Even the illusion power that he was proud of couldn't do anything to him. He could be called the bane of Dark Ghost. Such an existence, he had to kill him even if he had to pay any price. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to eat or sleep in peace. You want to kill me? It seems you don't understand the situation. Who has the upper hand? Who is the existence that controls life and death? As long as I don't kill you instantly, you can quickly recover from your injuries. This is very simple. I can kill you with one move. Isn't there no problem? With a boom, Xia Ping made a grasping motion and pulled out a weapon from within the pearl of mountains and rivers, the Hell Spear. In the instant that the Hell Spear appeared, it seemed to stir the aura of Hell itself. The entire world trembled, as though the will of Hell itself had been triggered. Crash! In the blink of an eye, a tyrannical aura of hell poured down from the distant spacetime and seeped into the depths of the Hell Spear, as though it had been imprinted. Huh! Xia Ping immediately noticed that the Hell Spear had changed. First, numerous Hell script appeared on the surface of the spear. It was almost like the scriptures of Hell, and it seemed to contain a mysterious, profound power. At the same time, its entire body glowed with a dark golden light. It flowed with the power of Hell, exuding a noble, ancient, and murderous aura. There seemed to be many sawteeth at the tip of the spear as well. Each sawtooth had an ancient mark on it, as though it was the mark of the Great Tao. It contained a sharpness that could kill gods, and there was a hint of slicing power, but it was above slicing power. The moment that the Hell Spear moved slightly, it immediately erupted with a sharp power. It was as though the world was being sliced apart, and many figures appeared in the depths of the void. These figures were extremely tall, and their appearances were indistinguishable. However, there were many races. There seemed to be humans, oxen, horses, leopards, and so on. It seemed as though all kinds of races had appeared. These figures all held spears in their hands, and they performed various martial techniques of hell, which had world-shaking power. What's going on? Xia Ping's eyes lit up. He felt that another layer of the seal on the Hell Spear had been unlocked, and it had evolved. It was as though it had obtained an imprint from the will of hell, and it was recovering the power it had used to kill gods and demons. And the appearance of this imprint seemed to contain a strange power that could make the demons and demons of hell submit. The moment the hell spear appeared, the goat-horned demon king, the slaughtered demon king, the venomous centipede demon king, and the faceless demon king were all shocked. Their eyes were filled with horror, and they could not help but retreat several kilometers. They felt an instinctive fear, as though it was a fear that was engraved in the depths of their genes. It was an instinct. The hell spear. This is the hell spear that only the jailers of hell can have. Even the demons and nether ghosts do not have it. Why is it in your hands? Who are you? The faceless demon king's eyes were fixed on the hell spear in Xia Ping's hand. Impossible. The jailers of hell are all dead, and even the hell spear has disappeared. It has completely collapsed. It should not exist in this world. Where did you get it? The slaughtered demon king's eyes were also wide open, and he could not believe it. It's good that you know this is the hell spear. Mastering the hell spear is equivalent to mastering the authority of the nether god and the true meaning of death. You can walk between hell and hell. Xia Ping said indifferently, seeing the authority of hell, you demons and nether ghosts should quickly kneel and surrender. Do you want to profane the dignity of the nether god? He glanced at the demons. Fools. The goat-horned demon king laughed excitedly. I was the lowest level demon, unable to come into contact with the core of hell. I lived like an ant, a life worse than death. Although I escaped from hell and came to the human world, enjoying glory and wealth, I still could not let go. The infernal king was believed to be the infernal king's limit in this life. It was extremely tragic and there was no way for this king to climb higher, but now, luck has taken a turn for the better. This king has encountered the hell spear. This is an unprecedented fortuitous encounter. If I kill you and turn your bones to dust, I will obtain this hell spear. I will immediately obtain the authority of hell and control the authority of the jailers. I will represent the nether god and walk in hell. Given time, I will be able to soar into the sky and become a demon god. It is not impossible for me to become the lord of hell. You want me to kneel and surrender? What a joke. Ignorant ant. The goat-horned demon king's figure disappeared as soon as he finished speaking. In the next second, it appeared beside Xia Ping and smashed its fist over. Like a falling meteorite, it shattered everything and turned the surrounding area into a vacuum. This punch was almost the pinnacle of the goat-horned demon king's attack. It was as if it could sink the land and evaporate the sea. Chapter 1544. In the face of the goat-horned demon king's all-out attack, Xia Ping remained unmoved. The hell spear in his hand stabbed at the goat-horned demon king. Hell-suppressing demon spear first move, nature. But Xia Ping immediately discovered that this spear technique was completely different from before. Its power had increased countless times. Perhaps it was because the hell spear had been imbued with the will of hell, or perhaps he had advanced to the golden core realm, which greatly increased the power of the hell spear. Rumble pictures of hell were displayed. The scorching hell, the freezing hell, the starving hell, and other hells appeared in midair. They solidified, and every trace on them was like the traces of the great Tao. These pictures contained the supreme power of hell, as though they were summoning the planes of hell to descend. Dong! With just one strike, these pictures crushed down, and the goat-horned demon king's fist force was instantly shattered. It was like a dam meeting a flood, and it was instantly broken. Impossible, you have even mastered the martial arts of hell. This is not a martial art that a human like you can master. How can you learn it? The goat-horned demon king was shocked and completely dumbfounded. It clearly felt that the human in front of it seemed to have transformed into a prison guard of hell, walking in the space of hell with a spear in hand. He specialized in killing demon gods and managing the order of hell. This martial art had a great restraining effect on demons. When the aura of hell permeated the air in midair, it instantly made the power of demon gods in its body stagnate. Even in the dark, the hell spear emitted the mark of the underworld, as though it could control its mind. When the spear stabbed over, it gave it the illusion that it was about to die, and its mind was in a trance. Xia Ping didn't waste any time with it. Another spear stabbed over, descending from the sky like a spear from beyond the heavens. It pierced through the sky and drew a dark golden trajectory in midair. Swoosh! The goat-horned demon king still didn't know what had happened. Its originally extremely hard body was instantly pierced by the hell spear, piercing through its chest. Blood dripped, and its body immediately felt intense pain. Impossible, I'm a demon king, a goat-horned demon king. How can I be killed by a puny human? I can't accept this, I can't accept this. The goat-horned demon king roared madly, extremely unwilling. Its body was the body of a demon. After years of tempering, its hardness was no less than a defensive dharma treasure of a superior-grade spirit artifact. But even so, in the face of the hell spear's sharpness, it was still of no use. With just a light thrust, its body was pierced through. Xia Ping circulated the magic power in his body and lightly shook his arm. The hell spear transmitted a tyrannical energy, and it immediately exploded inside the goat-horned devil king's body. Bang! Immediately, the goat-horned demon king's body was blasted into pieces. His flesh was a bloody mess, and even his soul was shattered. No matter how strong the fiendish demon's regenerative abilities were, it was impossible for them to come back to life in such a manner. Sizzle Xia Ping could sense the hell spear trembling and glowing with a dark red light. The blood on the ground seemed to have a mind of its own as it flowed along the spear and into the depths of the hell spear. Apparently, all of the demon devil power in the goat-horned devil king had been sucked dry by the hell spear. In the blink of an eye, the goat-horned devil king had been reduced to a desiccated corpse. At the same time, he could feel pure energy flowing from the depths of the hell spear into his limbs and bones, activating his golden crow of hell bloodline. 10,000 cells, 50,000 cells, 150,000 cells. In the end, he had awakened a total of 200,000 golden crow of hell cells. His strength had also been tempered by the golden crow of hell bloodline, becoming even stronger. His body seemed to have become more perfect, and his body was emitting a sacred and ancient aura. Clearly, the blood essence of a Restoration Realm fiendish demon had brought great benefits to him. Although most of the energy had been devoured by the hell spear, leaving only a small portion for Xia Ping, the benefits were still unimaginable to ordinary people. Damn it, we can't let him continue growing, or we'll all die. Kill this human. The hell spear is our hell's weapon. It's not something a puny human can obtain. Don't hold back. Kill him instantly and destroy his soul. Feeling Xia Ping's aura rising and strengthening, the venomous centipede devil king, slaughter devil king, and faceless ghost king's expressions changed drastically. The current Xia Ping was already troublesome enough. If this human continued to grow and become stronger, wouldn't he be able to crush them with a single finger? They would definitely not allow such a thing to happen. Don't hold back. What a joke. So what if you guys use your full strength? All of you will die. Xia Ping sneered. He struck first to gain the upper hand. Before the three demon kings could make a move, he had already made his move. He gripped the hell spear tightly, and the martial Dao information regarding the hell-suppressing demon spear surged into the depths of his brain. He was now in a state of enlightenment, and his understanding of this martial art had deepened. Almost instantly, he immediately comprehended the second style of the hell-suppressing demon spear, slaughter. Boom! Xia Ping's body immediately surged with violent killing intent, as if he had absorbed the endless baleful aura from the depths of hell. His entire being had transformed into a fiend god that controlled life and death. He wielded the hell spear and slashed down at the venomous centipede devil king at the very front. Xiao xiao xiao. In an instant, black traces appeared as if they were tearing through the void. Such black rays contained even more terrifying cutting power than the slaughtered Devil King, and they emitted a spatial aura. Countless black rays appeared and intertwined with each other, forming an earth-shattering death net that enveloped the venomous centipede Devil King's body. No! The venomous centipede Devil King shrieked. It used all its strength in an attempt to block, but it was all useless. The poisonous mist and venom were instantly sliced into pieces. Even the power of slaughter reached its body. With just a light swipe, its hard outer shell was as fragile as tofu. With a crack, it was instantly sliced into dozens of pieces, turning into minced meat. This power of slaughter even seeped into the soul and destroyed it. Pang! The venomous centipede Devil King merely let out a cry, and it fell into endless darkness. Its soul was harvested by the Nether God. This was a style that obliterated the soul, and it was also extremely harmful to the Nether Ghost. At the same time, the Hell Spear shook and produced an extremely powerful suction force. The venomous centipede Devil King's flesh and essence were also rapidly devoured, turning it into a dried corpse. Then, with a gust of wind, it turned into powder and scattered with the wind. Xia Ping's body immediately gained a pure flesh and blood essence, and the Hell Golden Crow cells were also rapidly increasing. Damn it, we can't do it anymore. This human's momentum is already set, and we are no match for him at all. We have to invite demon emperors and above to eliminate this human. Run! Chapter 1545. Whoosh! The Demon King of Annihilation turned into a beam of black light and streaked across the sky, fleeing into the distance. It couldn't care less about its subordinates' lives anymore. It was better to escape first. Escape? Where can you escape to? Offend the god of the underworld. Even if you descend to the 18th level of hell, you won't be able to escape death. Xia Ping sneered and stabbed out with his spear again. Immediately, a black energy formed from the power of hell shot out. It was like a ray of death, piercing through the sun and tearing through the void. It was so fast that even divine senses couldn't catch it. You want to kill me, the Demon King of Annihilation? It won't be that easy. The Demon King of Annihilation felt fatal danger. Its hair stood on end. All the cells in its body were warning it that if it was hit by this move, its soul would definitely be destroyed and it would die a horrible death. Death-slicing matrix. It roared and mobilized all the demonic power in its body. A matrix was formed in the void. Rays of light surged out from its body and sliced through the void. In a single breath's time, the grand formation was formed. It was like a chessboard, filled with densely packed cutting lines that contained terrifying destructive power. This was the Demon King of Annihilation's strongest move. It had once used this move and instantly destroyed a human city with billions of people. The living beings inside were sliced into countless pieces. Even the ground it covered was sliced into powder and turned into a state of void. Humans and animals were all killed. The Hell Spear shot over, slicing through the void and slamming into the death-slicing matrix. Immediately, the chessboard shook violently. Dong! The chessboard was pierced by the Hell Spear's power and collapsed completely. Even the cutting lines were shaken into a ball of energy and dissipated into the air. With a pft, the Demon King of Annihilation couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. The Matrix's destruction caused it to suffer a backlash. Its body was injured and even its soul was injured. But not only was it not angry, it was extremely happy. Instead, it used the impact of the spear to flee far away. In an instant, it had fled for tens of miles. Clearly, it didn't think its death-slicing matrix could block the power of the Hell Spear. It just wanted to block Xia Ping's attack and escape. You can't escape. Xia Ping sneered. His body bent like a bow and he held the spear. His aura was like that of an ancient god. In an instant, he threw the spear out. Shio! This spear had locked onto the Demon King of Annihilation's mental aura, and it tore through the air like a shooting star, carrying with it the power of slaughter as it attacked with lightning speed. It's over. Before the Demon King of Slaughter could rejoice at having escaped, it turned around and its pupils constricted. A dark golden spear pierced towards it, tearing through the air. Dong! In the next second, its demonic body was pierced by the hell spear and nailed to a stone wall. At the same time, the hell spear's power exploded out, and the Demon King Demolisher's body was shattered. Even its soul was destroyed by the power. That mountain couldn't withstand such a shocking impact. Kacha, it cracked from the middle and was forcefully torn into two. Even the ground had a fissure that was hundreds of kilometers long, like an abyss. Buzz the hell spear trembled and gave off a dark red light, producing a devouring power. Immediately, the huge body of the Demon King of Slaughter withered rapidly and turned into a dry corpse. Its blood and chi were all devoured by the hell spear. For the hell spear, the demon blood was a great supplement. It was a kind of energy that could repair the hell spear. Xia Ping also felt a warm current coming from the void. His body crackled, and the golden crow of hell cells in his body increased by hundreds of thousands. His power increased greatly. Faceless Ghost King, where do you think you're going? Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. His divine sense sensed that the Faceless Ghost King was also trying to escape from the battlefield. It was formless and floated with the wind silently. Its speed was many times faster than the Demon King of Slaughter. As the king of the Nether Ghost tribe, its ability to survive was top-notch. Moreover, it was extremely cautious. When it saw that the situation was not good, it would immediately flee. Therefore, when Xia Ping killed the two demon kings, it looked for a way out and quickly fled. As expected, it fled several hundred kilometers away. It believed that no matter how fast that human was, he would not be able to catch up to it. Damned human, just you wait. You will become the enemy of my Nether Ghost tribe, no, I should say all the demons in hell. The Faceless Ghost King said with a sneer. You have no idea what it means to obtain the hell spear. It will bring you great disaster. Even a demon god will personally come to kill you. You're dead for sure. You'll live in eternal fear for the rest of your life. At this moment, it had witnessed Xia Ping's true strength. It knew that with its current strength, it could not do anything to this human who possessed the hell spear. It could only retreat strategically. However, the Faceless Ghost King would remember this grudge. When it gathered more demons, it should find demon emperors, or even demon emperors, this human would definitely die. Even with the help of the hell spear, it would be useless. I don't know if I will die in the future, but you will die today. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back and looked calmly at the Faceless Ghost King in the distance. Ridiculous. The Faceless Ghost King said disdainfully, the distance between us is more than several hundred kilometers. No matter how powerful you are, how can you kill me? If I, the Faceless Ghost King, want to escape, a puny human like you will not be able to catch up. Although its battle prowess was not as good as Xia Ping's, the Nether Ghost tribe's speed was renowned even among the many demons. There is no need to chase. I have already left a secret technique on you. You will die without a doubt. Xia Ping's eyes were indifferent. His divine sense immediately triggered the hell golden crow flames in the Faceless Ghost King's body. Impossible. When did you leave a fire seed in my body? The Faceless Ghost King's expression changed drastically. It felt a ball of flames immediately erupt from its body. It burned fiercely, and contained a divine bird that contained divine might. Moreover, this ball of flames was growing at a visible rate, devouring the Faceless Ghost King's soul energy. Its state was extremely unstable. It was like a high explosive that was about to explode. It was when I first fought with you. Xia Ping sneered. When he first heavily injured the Faceless Ghost King, he had left a fire seed in the Faceless Ghost King's body. This was because the Hell Golden Crow fire seed could simulate the aura of hell, so it could fool the faceless Ghost King's senses. Like a parasite, it quickly parasitized the faceless Ghost King's body. After such a long time, this fire seed had already absorbed enough energy. With a thought, he instantly detonated this fire seed. Bang! Immediately, the faceless Ghost King let out a tragic cry. Its entire body was blown to pieces, and its consciousness was destroyed. The Hell Golden Crow flames burned its consciousness into nothingness. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.